Welcome. Thank you for joining us for tonight's episode of Another One Bites the Dice. I'm your Dungeon Master Tyler, and with me are my amazing players who I'm going to have introduce themselves right now, starting with not Kelsey, because she just took a bite, so we'll go in reverse order this time. James!
Hi, I'm James. I'm the founder of the Quelmar realm, and this is my very first campaign ever, and I'm having a blast. First campaign I can play in. I've been the forever DM. I play Zoot, the Dragonborn Paladin Barbarian, who for the first time today can actually formally say he is both Paladin and Barbarian because I'm level 4, and I am multi-classed.
I thought you were Wyvern-born, not Dragonborn.
Wyvern-born, yeah, same thing, really. Except in my current state, they are the same thing. I have neither
fair.
wings
that's a
nor
good point.
tail.
Yeah,
I am a dragonborn in visually.
You're a dragonborn without wings, without a tail, and with no breath weapon. So
all right, I'm maimed. Okay, let's just put it out there. Okay, I got maimed. I lost everything important to me, and now I just look like a reptilian humanoid.
Wow, we don't need your whole backstory, James. God. Nell! Oh my god, she's muted. No, you're muted. Y'all, we were batting 1,000 tonight.
Did we play the intro sequence?
We did.
Okay.
Should I play the intro again to cover Nell? Can't hear it. I hear nothing. Liana, go.
What about now?
Oh, damn it. All right, Nell, go. See, all I had to do was threaten.
I play Lady Isadora, who is one sad bean, and I'm gonna go get my headphones now.
Sad bean Isadora. Liana?
Hello, my name is Liana, and I am playing Willa. She is a half-elf bard.
And waiting for it. Kelsey!
Hi, I'm Kelsey. I play Winnie. I am also the sister of Willa. I play a half-elf artificer who has lost everything.
Well, thanks, players. So before we get started tonight, I want to draw our two viewers, maybe three, attention down to we have a new button tonight underneath our subscribe button. If you're on our channel page while you're watching, where you can donate to the quelmar 2022 fund. All of the donations will go towards supporting our community con that we're holding next spring in Spring Mills, PA. Any funds over and beyond the goals that we've set will be donated to a yet to be determined charity that will benefit the broader tabletop community in some fashion. But if you're looking for more information on quelmarcon, best thing to do, join our Discord, join the Tales of Quelmar community on Facebook, get the scoop on all of the things that are happening in Quelmar. All right. So, my beautiful, wonderful players, let's get into tonight's session. So we begin immediately where we ended. Our group, it is somewhat fragmented as they stumble their way down the road to Vallaki, away from a pretty horrific experience that they've just witnessed. And so having left the Vistani encampment, you made your way across the River Easlek by way of the footpath at the base of the Sayre Falls, climbed up the switchbacks on the side of the cliff, and mounted the upper ridges of the mountain that divide the land, and saw the walled town of Vallaki nestled in the valley below. But as you continued along the Old Svalich Road, through the woods down into the valley, you came across two wolf hunters, Soldar and Yevgeny, who mentioned a potential safe haven in the town of Vallaki, the Blue Water Inn, and noted an impending festival in the town later on this week. They told you to mind the wolves and to get to Vallaki as quickly as possible and as safely as possible.
We failed.
Yeah.
We failed.
You continued along that path, speaking of failing, and came upon an old woman carrying a wriggling sack over her shoulder on the way to an old, decrepit windmill. She revealed herself to be Bella, the sister of Granny, the pie seller that you had met back in the village of Barovia. But after some interrogation and some perceptive deduction, you revealed that the bag certainly contained an unwilling creature. You later found out was probably a child. Bella then transformed into a disgusting hag and vanished along with the child in the bag. And this is where things split a bit. Winnie and Isadora pursued the hag into the windmill while Zoot, Willa, and Irina continued down the road to Vallaki. Quickly realizing that they were overmatched, as 2 additional hags were waiting, the Coven of 3 provided to be too much for Winnie and Isadora, and they were incapacitated and taken captive. Not before starting a small fire in the windmill. A fire that may have given the other 3 members of the group a clue that something wrong had happened. They thankfully returned to the windmill, proceeded with a stealth rescue mission, while Zoot distracted the now reformed hags, promising to purchase 100 pounds of their pies because he thought that those pies were now full of Winnie and Isadora, and that 100 pounds should be enough of them to be able to cobble their bodies back together from the pieces of them that were baked into the pies. But Willa sprung Winnie and Isadora from their cages along with 2 captive children. But as you all attempted to leave, the hags discovered the escape attempt, and Isadora was somehow left alone to face them.
Wonder how that happened.
After being paralyzed by the leader of the coven, she was offered a bargain. She would be set free along with the 2 children in return for her breath and her final breath, to which she agreed, and along with her 2 new charges, left the windmill to rejoin her companions, who continued down the road to Vallaki. So that is where we find ourselves.
we have no stuff.
Also, you have no stuff. So, my players on the road to Vallaki. What do you do?
I mean, I'm going to walk quickly. I'm going to walk quickly. I'm going to ask the children their names. And then I'm going to walk quickly to try to catch up with them.
The young girl doesn't speak. The boy mentions, he says that his name is Freak. Freek.
Okay.
Sorry. And that the young girl's name is Myrtle, but that she does not speak.
And where are you from? Are your families in Vallaki?
We were living in the orphanage in Vallaki, yes, the St. Andrew's orphanage. But we were taken and brought here by that lady.
Was the orphanage an okay place to live?
And he just sort of looks down, and Myrtle just starts to weep.
Oh God, I don't want to adopt these children.
He's like, yeah, it won't be. There were some nice people there, so we'll be okay. If are you going to?
No, we're going to Vallaki. We're going to find you a nice place to stay.
Okay.
You're going to stay with me until then.
Yeah, Miss Minchin at the orphanage would be might be best to not bring us back there. She may be angry that we left.
No, I'm going to find somewhere safe for you both. Don't worry about it. How old are these kids?
You would glean that the boy's probably around 8 and the girl's maybe 4 or 5.
Can I pick her up? Can I just carry her? Can I pick up this?
Sure,
Does she
is.
Want to be picked up? I don't want to pick her up if she doesn't want to be picked up.
Consent is important.
Right.
And you sort of bend down and she immediately like puts her arms up and.
All right. Well, I'm going to pick up the girl and try to get the boy to hold my hand so neither of them run away, and then walk very briskly.
Mm-hmm.
Catch up with my friends. This is a terrible day, but I'm going to be brave for the children. I'm also
Your mic cut out now.
okay. I'm going to hide my video to put my green screen back, but you will be able. I'm listening and I'm talking.
Okay. Nell is learning about the wonders of gaff tape.
I'm gonna give Winter my wooden stake. Since
Okay.
Winter doesn't have any weapons right now.
Yeah, I would say Willa and Zoot and Irina would notice that Isadora and Winnie have been stripped of everything but their sort of basic clothes. Isadora has the trousers and boots that she was wearing. Winnie, you're in your outfit.
Am I with them?
Well, not yet.
Okay.
You and Irina are a bit farther along the road.
Carry on.
Is there a marching order to just because I know we all bolted from the tower sort of at different times.
So basically, if it were to be stacked along the road between the windmill and Vallaki, Willa and Irina are the closest to Vallaki. Zoot, you're sort of lingering by yourself in the middle. It's up to you. Did you wait for Winnie to reach you and then go, or did you sort of set off after Willa and Irina?
I think I waited for Winnie to. Yeah, I think I was actually waiting for Winnie at the tower, so we would be very close to each other, if not already together.
I took his halberd.
You took the halberd and went back in.
And I gave it to Lady Isadora, and then he pulled me away, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if I physically pulled you or if it was like we just left on the same turn, but I think we two
are together.
Left, and then Isadora.
And then Isadora would be
way behind us,
behind with the children.
So yeah, I will notice obviously when he's been stripped of all of her weapons. So I've got the wooden stake. I'm taking it out of my inventory now. Here you go.
Willa.
I am here. I'm having a camera
All
issue,
good.
but
All
I'm
good.
here.
Are you headed to Vallaki?
Yes, but I'd like to try and go in the direction of that camp that I was told about. I want to. Yeah. If I look at, do I have the map?
I believe Zoot had the map.
Okay. Well, then what I'm going to cast is, do I know the name of that camp?
You just know that you've heard there are Vistani camping somewhere south of the town of Vallaki. That's all you know.
Okay. I'm going to cast, Guiding Hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to ask it to take me to Vallaki.
Okay. Yeah, and it is going to continue you straight down that road. So you sort of hit that. You've came out of the windmill. Turning to the right would have taken you back towards the castle through the gates and up to Castle Ravenloft. You've turned left, and the guiding hand, you sort of see it spectrally floating in front of you. And it just is stock center on the road and continuing down the road in front of you.
I'm sorry, you said it was
just right on the road in front of you, and it's not telling you to turn off the road in any direction. It's just staying on the course of the road.
Okay, well then I will stay on the course of the road. I'm going to try and if I can, what's the light situation look like?
It's getting dark, so this encounter at the windmill took some time. You were hopeful, I know Zoot was certainly hopeful, that you would be able to reach Vallaki in the course of this day. At this point, you're not going to reach it before nightfall. That's for sure. The light's getting fairly low. It's probably close to dusk, if not a little bit after dusk.
Okay. This is not a good situation. Fuck. Okay. How far do you think can I see Vallaki from where we are?
Not anymore. So when you were up on the ridge after coming through the falls, you were able to sort of see it down in the valley. You
Yeah.
just know that the road that you're on continues to it. When you were at the ridge, it looked about a day and a half off.
Oh geez.
But it's now been about a full day.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn to Arena. Arena, I know we're not supposed to be out here when it gets close to dark. What do you suggest that we do?
There is not really anything between here and Vallaki. There are the encampments are through the woods, and we would have to go far off the path.
And I imagine that going through the woods wouldn't be any better.
No, I do not think that would be a good idea. I wonder if there's a way we could. Well, if all of us were together, I would feel safer. We seem to be able to handle the wolves without any trouble last time, although, well, your sister was injured. But I think we should either wait for the others, or if not, try to run as fast as we can and get to that town. But I fear that if they do not know that we did, they may decide to camp, and then they would be stuck without us in the woods. So I really, the choice is yours.
Oh, this is a hard situation. Okay.
Yeah, you think alone on the road with no armor and a party who can't really defend themselves, and
I love that. I love that
Is
Isadora is the one saying that after she was the one that insisted on going into the windmill with the raven screaming, "Don't go in there."
You made it a child.
I would like to give, again, after we're another 50 paces down the road, I will also quietly give my water skin to Winter. I have 2, so I'm going to give one of them to Winter.
I'm going to just with this we'll just wait then. I'll just plop down. Maybe I'll see if there's anywhere, like any brush that we can kind of hide in. Anything to conceal ourselves.
Yeah, there's definitely the mist is fairly thin along the sides of the roads. It's there, but it's you can see into the woods 100 yards or so. There are definitely places, like there are trees everywhere. You're walking through a fairly dense forest that this road is sort of carved through as you go down into the valley. So you can certainly sort of pull off to the side and find a spot under a tree or among some brush. Are you thinking you're gonna wait for the rest of the group to arrive, or?
Yeah, okay. I'll wait for. I'll just say, like, we'll wait a bit longer, and just try and stay quiet. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the two of you are probably there. Zoot and Winnie, you're continuing along the road towards Vallaki the way that you knew you would have to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I would say within an hour or maybe 2 at the most, Zoot and Winnie, you come upon Willa and Irina sort of off the side of the road.
Good God, we were way behind them. I didn't realize we were an hour behind them. Man, that's good though. I'm glad that. Okay, I digress. Are they hiding? Like, do we not see them until they stop us, or?
Willa, are you trying to hide from things on the road?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Zoot, make a perception check.
Yeah.
Winnie, you too.
Oh, I should probably do a
And
stealth
Willa,
roll,
make a
right?
stealth
I
roll.
am
Yep.
not looking
Okay.
for anything. I have my head down, and I'm just basically following the footsteps of Zoo.
I only got a 10.
I got a 17.
Okay.
Can I see them visibly?
Oh yeah, they're it's a wyvern-born and your sister, your baby sister, with no armor, no bag, no pack, no tools, just trudging along down the road.
All right, I'm gonna just stand up from our hiding spot. Hey,
Have you seen how far we are from Vallaki? We're not gonna make it tonight.
we're not gonna make it tonight. Probably a half a day. I don't really know maps. I don't have a map, but I haven't seen the city in a while.
Yeah, we'll need to rest up. If we're all together, I'm not sure what happened with Hector back there.
Oh. Right. Okay. What's our best option here if we're gonna camp?
We'll need someone to keep watch, and the rest of us will just need to stay low, maybe start a small fire just to keep warm. We don't want to attract too much attention, though, so fire does not go up overnight. It goes out when we go to bed.
Should we wait for her?
A little bit longer, yeah. Not too
Alright.
long.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to my spot, just kind of lower myself, and go back into the hiding mode.
Mm-hmm. Isadora, you and the children are taking a little bit longer.
I'm casting protection against good and evil on the girl, and
Okay.
that's it. That's all I can do.
Yep. Yeah, and the woods, I would say that as you walk down the road, the woods that seemed before seemed to have some life to them, or that there was an energy to them. Wolves howling, ravens circling, that's pretty much gone. It's quiet and almost peaceful in a weird way that you haven't felt in a long time.
I don't feel good about camp on our own with no armor, so I want to walk through the night. The kids can take turns sleeping and I'll take turns carrying them. But we're just gonna keep walking.
Okay. And as you do,
Does anybody have any dice?
make a perception check, Isadora.
That's something I'm good at. We're starting off the night okay. That is 20, 30.
Okay. Yeah, you sort of crest a little rise in the road, and as you come over the top, you can see very clearly your group waiting by the side of the road, sort of seeming to settle down. And Irina actually notices you and sort of waves to you.
Those are friends. We're going to stay with them tonight and travel to the city in the morning.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I'll kind of lead the kids over just quietly. I don't know that I have anything to say.
Yeah, so the five of you now with Irina and the two children are reunited for the evening. What are you doing this evening before you?
They took Zoot's sword from me, right? Did they leave? I was paralyzed holding the sword.
The
Did they take the
halberd.
sword? Or did they?
The
Yeah.
halberd is gone.
Great. I lost your sword, Zoot. Sorry about that.
Zoot's not saying anything.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
I'm not saying anything beyond that. That's it. That's all she's got.
Everybody make a perception roll for me.
9.
13.
18.
10.
Okay. Willa, you notice as the night sort of gets darker, you get a sense of something sort of above you in the tree line a little ways off. And not just one this time, but probably 20 ravens, all with sort of a blue-tipped wing on one side, or blue-tipped feather on one side, are just sort of perched in the trees, grouped almost in like a semicircle around where you are camping, between your group and where the road is.
I'm going to look up. I'm going to try putting one of my like arms out to see if maybe one will come hang.
Mm-hmm. Make an animal handling check.
We will see. 11.
Okay. Yeah, you sort of put your hand out and then wait. Then you like put it down because you're embarrassed. Because you've just been standing there with your hand up.
Everyone's like, what is she doing? Okay.
Yeah, but they're just there. I mean, they're sort of bouncing along. One will
Watching.
caw every now and then, and they'll sort of flit from tree to tree and branch to branch. But they're sometimes you notice that their attention is towards you. Sometimes it's towards the road.
It's almost like they're watching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get the sense that they are sort of keeping a watchful eye. They're on you or for you. You're not quite sure which.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to just announce to the group that the ravens are here and they're keeping watch, it looks like.
Irina looks up and says, "Oh, that is good. I believe that we should heed their warnings, and it is a good sign that there are so many of them near us."
But do you think it's okay if we sleep if they're watching?
I do not know, but I would feel okay taking the watch tonight, because I really did not was not able to help much back there with, well, you know what happened.
Yeah.
So if 4 of you and the children want to rest, I will keep an eye.
Yeah, that's fine. I am going to go back to my hiding place, and I'm just gonna hide again
Okay.
and curl up and go to sleep.
Yeah. Winnie, Isadora, Zoot, do you three want to do anything before you...
I don't know that I want to go to sleep.
I was going to say, do you want to sleep? Do you want to rest?
Yeah, I mean, I need to. I don't want to, but I'm gonna.
I'll just hover near Irina before I do rest, and I'll just tell her,
Don't feel bad for not helping out back there. It was best that you stay safe. It was best for everyone you stayed back. We had a debt to your brother that we could have never repaid if something had happened to you. We're happy you're alive. We'll get you to that town tomorrow. I'll take second watch.
and I'll lay down.
I will wake you when I can no longer keep my eyes open. Winnie?
I'm not sleeping. I think I'm too scared to sleep. So, I'll stay up if I can. I think I'm in no, I can't sleep.
Okay.
Winter is the only one. I don't think I have anything to say, but I kind of give you a smile before I lay down and.
I offer you some water from the water skin that Zoot gave me. What did you have to do?
I'm not sure quite yet. You'll be the first and possibly the only person to know when I find out.
What did they want?
Let's talk about it tomorrow. Could really use some sleep.
You go through the night. Winnie, you're staying up with Irina.
Mm-hmm.
It was very brave of you what you did. I do not think that these two small children would have survived much longer if you did not go and risk your own life to save theirs.
I didn't really do anything. Who knows what she had to pay to walk out that door? We just stalled, all to lose our stuff. And for what? I'm really starting to believe this place is hopeless.
I guess what I would say is for these two, and she sort of gestures to the two sleeping little lumps that are tucked up next to Isadora. If there is something to be hopeful for, it is the fact that they are alive, and probably would not be if you had not stepped in. And hopefully, if what we learned is indeed what was happening, perhaps we can make sure that no other children are harmed by those monsters.
What is this place?
Unfortunately, it is my home, and it has been a long time since I think there was anything to to be truly happy about. For those of us who see the possibility of something different, of something not controlled by this devil, not of this land, but this is why I gave up my worship of the Morning Lord long ago. I feel similarly to you that there is it is difficult to pin your hopes to something like that when there is no sign ever that anything different will come. So I think that we have to make our own hope, and make sure that while we are alive in this admittedly terrible place, that we can be safe and keep each other safe and thrive as best we can. But I understand it is a difficult place to be, and for your sakes, I hope that you are able to find a way out, because I would not wish our existences on anyone who knew anything different.
This is a strange land. It's strange customs, I guess. I don't know. Let's get you to Vallaki.
Yes. So Zoot, about halfway through the night, you get shaken awake, and Winnie, are you still up, or have you let sleep take you?
I think I'm too afraid to go to sleep at this point.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stay up for as long as you let me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're pulling an all-nighter, you can pull an all-nighter. You're gonna make a Constitution check in the morning, but
That's fine.
yeah. So Zoot, you're awake, and Irina sort of just gestures to you and says, "Nothing. Nothing. The ravens are still here, so I feel okay. If it is all right with you, I will go to sleep."
Yeah. Take it. After Irina settles down, I am going to see if I can hand my shield off to Winnie, if it helps her relax a little bit, to have some sort of protection. But it's just an offer. You don't have to take it, and I don't really say anything in offering it. I've taken it off of my sack, and I give it to you.
I'll chuckle a little bit, and I'll pretend to take it, and as you let go, I'll let it fall to the floor. And then I'll try to pick it up, but I obviously can't. I'm not strong enough. I'll try to pick it up again.
Let me do this for you.
I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to lean it up against a rock or a tree stump so that it provides a little wall she can hide behind or squat behind. And then I'll start my watch.
Zoot and Winnie, because you're both up, make a perception check for me.
18.
That is a
Is that an 18?
natural. It's a natural 20 on.
It's a 19.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
It's a 19, so it's an unnatural 20.
Dirty 20. Nah. Yeah. Okay. Both of you actually notice around, it's hard to say, but probably midway through your watch, Zoot, Winnie is still hanging on to consciousness. The sort of semicircle of ravens seems to get a little more active, and you can't see, there's no light, really beyond the small embers of the fire that are still left. But you hear a fluttering of wings, and a few sort of wolf howls in the background, but there aren't. They're distant, and the sort of the wings, the beating of wings gets louder. The cawing gets louder, and then the wolf howling dies. And it's back to this sort of settled silence.
Would I, listening to the direction of the wings, does it sound like the wings went to the wolves and came back?
With a 20, I would say you would be able to notice that. You sort of heard them leave.
And no more howling, and then
coming
back.
An arrival back, yeah.
Hey, Zoot.
You hear that? Did you hear that too?
Yeah. I did.
Our guardian ravens are, I guess they're doing more than just watching.
Do you want to give him some food or something?
I'll walk over to my sack on the ground and I'll pull that giant wolf leg out.
I don't think that's what they eat. Do you still have the amulet I gave you?
I threw that off back at the house. I don't know where it is. I'm sorry.
I thought I gave it back to you.
I for certain did not throw it back on my sheet. I think if there was a sequence where you handed it back, I left it on a cable or something.
No worries.
I was in a very strictly. I was in a rebound after a magic phase at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I come and go. It's a love-hate relationship, and I was very hateful at that point. But I do have some rations left, so I will see if I started Barovia with 10 days of rations. Tyler, where would I be now? Obviously, we got fed at the house, but we did have at least 2 or 3 days of travel. So 4 or 5 rations left.
Well, and I think I would say that when you were all preparing to leave.
For this trip.
For this trip, and back when you had your rations from your trip from Zerneros, but you were still able to take more. I think when you left Eastmark and Irina's home.
Sure.
So you're in an okay place in terms of food at this point.
Okay, I'll just put it at 9. I'll pull out whatever sort of ration we were able to get from their house, and I'll hold it up, whether that's meat or berries or some sort of small clay tin with little food in it. And I'll just wave it up to the birds quietly.
Yeah, none of them sort of react or come down and accept the offer.
Okay, I'm going to shove it down my gullet then.
You should really get some sleep, Winnie.
I can't sleep.
What is wrong?
I just don't understand it. I don't know. I don't understand it all. And I'm afraid, Zoot.
You're afraid because you don't understand it.
Yeah.
I'll kneel down so I'm on the ground next to her by the shield. I'll say,
that is why I fear wizard magic. Unlike a sphinx or a harpy, it's impossible to know what it will do to you on the field of battle. There is no strategy that your battalion can create. There is no way to ensure victory when you are up against the unknown. And wizard magic can do anything and everything. We are surrounded by it here. And I am just as afraid of you. But I have been running from wizard magic my whole life, and I don't intend to let it get me now.
It's not the... I'm afraid of everything, Suit. It's not just wizard magic. I used to think, maybe I did live in a very sheltered life and never really had to deal with stuff like this, but what we witnessed, putting children into pies that you then feed to people. It's not just abhorrent, I don't know if there's a word that exists for something like that. And for what? What do they get out of it? They certainly aren't eating the pies. Is it to just add more chaos and evil to the realm? Is it some master trick? Is it to... Why did they do it?
Because that is how they live. As abhorrent as it is, that is their lifestyle. I agree that some lifestyles should not be tolerated. And we will tell the city guard, and we will have them destroyed. But when it is all that someone knows, when it is their lives day in and day out, they will fight to the death to protect their way of living. And it is impossible for one warrior to tear down a mountain like that. What you and what Hector did was stupid. You're not mountain climbers. You're as lost as I am. But we will make sure, when we get to town, that mountain is decimated.
Okay.
Isadora, while you sleep, you're visited by a sensation, one that you felt many times before. You sense Corellin, and you know he doesn't speak to you in ways that can translate really into words. You feel this sort of wrapping around your shoulders, a warmth. It holds you, but then sort of melts away, and a chill falls down your spine, starting at your neck. And a voice that you haven't heard before enters your mind. Sense your loss, my child. I fear that in this realm your connection is faltering. But take heart. I am the Morning Lord. And I am here for you. In this
No,
terrible
he's not.
time.
Nuh-uh.
I know what it is that you have given up. And I promise to help restore it for you. Seek my aid and listen for my coming. And the voice just sort of fades. Willa, while you're asleep, a voice that seems both familiar and unfamiliar comes through to you. It's a man's voice. It's deep and dark, but there's this sort of smoothness to it, like a thick honey with some sweetness. And it just says, "Daughter, listen for my voice. All on me when in need of aid." Blows away with the wind. Morning comes. The sleepers wake. Winnie,
It's
I
a
need
long
you to-
rest, right?
Everybody but Winnie gets a long rest. Isadora. Did you take damage yesterday? Are your hit points down?
Yes. Yes.
What are you currently at out of what?
I am at 4 out of 30, I believe. Yeah, 4 out of 30. Or last night I was.
How
I
many-
hope I'm not anymore.
How many hit die do you have?
Oh my god. 4.
4d.
D8 plus 2.
I need you to roll 1d8 for me.
As I throw everything on my desk aside. That's a whole 2.
So you wake this morning and know that you should be feeling restored and regenerated. You feel that your magic is back. You can sense that completely. But you only regain 2 hit points.
I'm going to try to cast. I just want to see if it helps. I'm gonna go ahead and cast. Oh fuck! I don't have a. How did I not take? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Healing Word on myself.
Okay. Let me know how many hit points you get back from that.
Okay. Healing Word is. That is 7.
Okay, so you take 3 from that. You only get half.
Oh boy. Alright. I'm going to try to mutter my my word for Word of Radiance. Sorry, not Word of Radiance, for Twilight Sphere.
Mhm.
My channel divinity, just to see if I can do my channel divinity.
Yep.
Without my holy symbol or,
Yes, you are still able to channel divinity.
Right.
And you're in casting Healing Word. There was no problem, but
I just didn't.
does not have the full effect on you that you know that it should.
Cool. Yeah.
Winnie, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
It's not good. It's really not good. Sorry, it's my computer is crashing. It's a 9.
So you're going to take 1 point of exhaustion. You have disadvantage on ability checks until you're able to rest. So, it's the morning. You made it through the night in the woods. Are you up and on your way to the town?
Important question. Am I craving the pies?
Your craving has disappeared.
Thank God for small miracles. I will take it. If that's my one win for the night, not being addicted to human flesh, I will take it.
Is Willa still craving the pies?
Nah, man.
No, she beat that.
I'm craving a pie. Like, I could eat a pie, not one of those pies, but like a pie.
Like a real pie. Not
Yeah, like a real
not
pie.
a people pie.
Yeah, no people pie. Real pie.
So
I'll
making
wake
your
up,
way...
I'll wake the kids up. I'll give them some of my rations.
Okay.
Are there ravens above us or crows? Some sort of
So
bird?
the ravens that were there throughout the night, you would have seen that once daylight broke, they sort of began to scatter away.
So there are none left.
Oh, and I'll definitely tell them of that last night. I believe they went off and killed a pack of wolves headed our way.
Interesting.
Irina just sort of chuckles and says, "Ravens do not kill wolves." Okay, are you certain that?
I heard what I heard.
Okay, well, I guess we should be thankful to them that no wolves attacked us in the night. If that is indeed what you heard.
What are the girls wearing? What are you guys wearing? What do they have on?
Trousers
Yeah.
and I assume some sort of blouse I borrowed from Irina.
Yep, no breastplate though.
Yeah.
Boots.
Okay, so
Gloves.
just bare
No, I've
bones.
got my gloves.
She's got her gloves on.
No weapon. All right.
I have my magic.
Okay. What's the temperature right now, Tyler? Is it like cold?
Yeah, I would say it's not freezing cold, but it's chilly. It's morning. There's sort of dew throughout on the ground, and it's like a cold, super crisp fall day, but not in a good way.
All right. I'm gonna go over towards Isadora, and I'm gonna pull out my fleece. I'm gonna hand it to her, and I'm just gonna say, "For the kids."
Thank you. I'll pass it off to them.
And there's a little girl there.
Yes, Myrtle.
Myrtle.
I'm gonna grab out Rose's doll. And I'm gonna kind of offer it towards her a little bit. Do you want to hold on to this for me until we get into town?
And she just quietly, sort of head down, just lifts her hand up and takes it from you.
I'll put it in her hand. And then I'll slip out of my cloak. And if Winnie's nearby, I'll just kind of like offer it towards her.
This is the most awkward party. None of us will speak. I love it.
I don't take your cloak. I tell you to keep it.
Oh shit. Damn it.
Fuck.
I was taking it off and everything. Okay.
Leanna was like, "It's getting fucking hot in here."
Yeah. Okay. Well then, I will turn back to Isadora. Are you cold?
I'm quite comfortable. What is my accent tonight? I'm quite comfortable. Thank you for the offer.
You're distracted by the scenery just peeling behind you.
All right. Well then, I'm gonna tuck my cloak away in my bag, and my guiding hand should still be up, maybe.
How long does it last?
Is it 8 hours?
It's been more than 8 hours at this point, because you cast it before you sort of settled down. Even.
How? Okay. Got it.
I don't think
Got it.
it's
Okay.
longer
No
than
worries. No, it's 8 hours.
Yeah, but again, it was pretty clear that it was staying on the road with no deviation. So if you continue down the path, yeah.
Cool. All right. So I guess we march on.
Yep.
Cool.
In other exciting news, the gaff tape has ripped the paint so badly off my ceiling.
No.
Everything is great. Yikes.
Your dress is really pretty.
Thank you. It's my Isadora dress. I wear it every Wednesday. Usually with my
It's so
necklace.
cute.
My
Gaff
necklace.
tape. What brand did you buy? We'll talk later. Did you buy the brand I told you not to buy? Anyway. All right. So, continuing down the road, you begin to sort of rise up a crest, and you see maybe you see the walled town of Vallaki sort of appear before you. And as you come up the road, you note that there are, flanking the sides of the road, there are wolf heads speared on pikes. Thick fog is pressing up against this wooden palisade wall, as if looking for a way inside. And the road sort of meanders along and ends at these two sturdy iron gates. And you can see sort of figures walking back and forth behind them. Do you approach the gate?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, there! Hold there.
Hello.
State your
What do you
business
need from
here.
us? I am Lady Isadora Mariana Colette de Carlisle. Very pleased to make your acquaintance. This is my maidservant, my mechanic, my bodyguard, my traveling companion, and my the two orphans who I am currently sponsoring. And we have arrived at Vallaki for the festival.
Names, all of you.
Lady Isadora Maria Anna Colette Louise de
Yeah,
Carlisle.
I've heard from you,
Zoot,
the others.
Zoot, what's your last name? Zoot. Zoot Synthament, Irina Myrtle, and Freak. They don't have last names because, of course, only upper class people have last names.
These two here, girls.
Willen Winterface Shun.
It's Tatooine, but whatever.
You say they're maids of yours?
Well, one's a maid, the other one's a mechanic, and really gets very offended when you call her a maid. So I'd appreciate if you didn't.
He sort of looks to the guard standing next to him and says, "You know a lot of maids that travel with swords strapped to them?" He says, "No, I don't know a lot of maids that travel with swords strapped to them."
I heard there were wolves.
Likely.
I don't
Isadora-
hire any maids.
Isadora-
They're very trained in combat.
Make a deception check.
Guys, I'm so used to being in a fancy dress and, like, looking the part. It didn't even occur to me that I really don't look the part anymore. Didn't even cross my damn mind. Hey, that was good, though. I'm okay at deception. 19.
So, what's your business here? Just the children, or?
The children, and we're hoping to take part in the festival.
And, how'd you, and she sort of butts in and says, "Yeah, how'd you hear about the festival?"
Met a group of hunters on our way here.
Oh, hunter. What they look like?
Large men with large beards. We didn't speak with them for long.
Takes a long pause. He sort of scratches his beard, looks at her, looks at you. Well, what do you know of our town?
Very little, to be honest. If you wouldn't mind giving us a few pointers, I'm sure I would appreciate it. Gonna kind of lean in and, like, put a hand on his upper arm.
Tyler, I'm gonna send a message to Arena. And I'm going to ask her if we should reveal her to them.
She sort of, you hear back, if it comes to that, I think that would be all right.
But right now, you think we should keep lying?
Let us see what happens.
Right. Okay.
Well, what do you know of the castle?
The lord of the land resides there. The count, I believe.
Have you, five of you and the children, have you been to the castle?
Oh no, we haven't been invited quite yet.
Are you open for an invitation?
I'm open for many things, dear. I kind of wink.
So you're interested in being invited to the castle, are you?
I feel that there are implications here I do not understand. But turning down an invitation to a count's castle seems like a foolish notion.
I'm sorry, are you the guards here, or...
He sort of looks you up and down and looks very sort of like down over at you, and we're here to make sure that nobody enters the village that shouldn't be entering the village.
Well, if I may be so bold, if you wanted to really prevent people who aren't supposed to be in here, you could start by fixing a bit of your wall. It looks like it's not properly reinforced. See if you just maybe gave it a little more of an acute angle to the support beam. You could really improve the strength of the wall.
This is why she gets offended when you call her a maid instead of a mechanic.
Listen, little one, I don't know where you come from, but here we this wall's protected us for over 100 years. We haven't had a visit from the devil, so we're not going to start now listening to the likes of you.
Oh, thank God. So you guys don't like him.
I kind of crane my head around and I go, wasn't it your instruction to never tell the truth? Why? Why are we? You know what? You know what? You look at more than
Tyler,
one.
I walk
You
over
can
to
be
the wall
lady
to get a
today. I'll
better
be the maid.
idea
I'll be the maid today.
of the structure and try to find a flaw in it to prove that, like, you know, this really could be
And
improved.
while Isadora and Willa
I
are
don't
just
have to say
sort
any
of
of that out
sort of
loud to you.
having this like moment,
The silent moment. Fuck me.
Irina is able to sort of just stand, and she sort of steps forward and says, I am Irina Koliana. I am the daughter of the burgomaster, well, the former burgomaster of the village of Barovia. I am here looking for safe passage to the cathedral, and am hopeful that you and your leader will be able to assist myself and my traveling companions. We have been, we apologize for not being upfront at the beginning, but we have been accosted during our time on the road, and are hopeful that we are not sure who to trust. But as it seems that you are no friends of the devil himself, we feel that we can trust you. And they just sort of look at each other and we thought we recognized you, yeah. It's that red hair of yours. Well, all right. Here's what you need to know. No mentions of the devil, not by name, not by word. You don't write it down. You don't talk to anybody about him. We have strict instructions throughout the town. No one's to mention his name. Understood?
Can we say the devil?
If you must, you can refer to him as the devil. But we don't utter the name.
Right.
Uttering the name, well, many of us believe it conjures him or his followers. And it doesn't fucking conjure him. I don't know what you're talking about. But, well,
We won't mention
just
it.
know it's strictly against the law not to mention his name.
Okay.
Secondly, the festival. Now, you mentioned that you'd heard from these wolf hunters that there's a festival coming. Participation in the festival is mandatory, even for those visiting the village. So, I'd expect that if you're on hand in 2 days' time, when the festival's about to come, that you pitch in, you help with the preparations, and you attend.
Question. It's not some sort of like culty thing, right?
No, see, Baron Velakovich, he celebrates. You could see next to you the wolves on the road. Each week we hold a different festival, and that it raises the spirits of the people in the village. There are many of us who all we have known in our lives is these festivals, and it keeps us happy, it keeps our spirits high, and for as long as they've been happening, we have never been visited by the devil himself. So, we continue to abide by the Baron's laws to hold the festivals. So, in a few days' time, the Festival of the Blazing Sun will be upon us. So, it is not a cult thing, it's more of a town party that we all are invited to once a week.
You guys party once a week?
Well, we party more than once a week, but we party as a town together once a week, sure.
I think I'm gonna like it here.
We love living here. This is the safest place in all of Barovia. I can promise you that. There have not been any visits from the devil or his minions in over 100 years. We take pride in that. Our walls keep us safe. Our festivals keep our people happy. But no, we do strictly enforce the laws here. It keeps us safe, it keeps our visitors safe, and it keeps the devil at bay. No mentions of his name. Participate in the festival. Treat the members of our town with respect, and they will give you whatever you wish.
Do you have any leads by any chance on ways to make money around here?
If you're looking to make money, you may be able to make a deal with some of the merchants or the traders looking to act as a go-between. The Martikovs at the Blue Water Inn may be able to help you.
Do you have a brothel?
Those were, and he sort of glances at his companion, and she just sort of like laughs and just chuckles and shakes her head. He goes, unfortunately, the Baron's father outlawed those types of establishments during his reign, and the Baron has yet to see fit to reestablish them in our village.
I send message to him and ask him if he knows of any brothels.
He just sort of... What?
Answer in your head.
And he sort of shakes his head, and... Alright, whichever one of you did that, stop that. Not here.
He's like, cut it
I
out.
turn and look at Willa again, second time in this conversation. Just a long glare.
What? I didn't even know I could do that till this
Fucking around
morning.
with people's heads. Without consequences. Alright. Do we understand? She sort of speaks up. Before you enter, weapons. What have you got?
Unarmed.
4 javelins.
Mm-hmm. And she's just, you see, she pulls out a scroll and a pen, and she just starts writing. And what was your name?
Hector.
Me? That's Zoot Sentmith. I'm Lady Isidore Maria.
All right. The weird looking one. What was your name?
Zoot Sentmith.
No, I'm not talking to you. What language is that? I'm talking to the weird looking one.
My name is Hector.
Hector. Last name?
Zoot.
All right, 4 javelins. What else?
Willa, I have a dagger and a rapier.
Last name?
I don't have a last name.
Well, before she said your last name was Fashion, so you lying or she lying?
I am not a part of that family anymore.
All right. Willa, no last name. Dagger, rapier, anything else?
No.
All right.
Oh, a wooden leg. And I pull out the wooden leg. Looks like a steak.
Right. Well, you keep that close. Winnie, the other one. Last name, Fashion, yeah.
Fatouine.
So the U's before the I.
Yes.
All right.
No, it's FAT.
Mhm.
OOUI5N.
Right. Weapons.
My mind.
Magic user. And the guy sort of nudges and says, "Yeah, that one too. She put words in my head. Write that down." He points to Willa. Any of these use magic?
I do.
Oh, your lady is and she just sort of rambles on. And what about you, big boy?
Javelins.
That's it.
I had more.
Any,
Not
lost
anymore.
any magic in there?
The javelins are not magic, no.
All right. And you just see them sort of shuffle. She puts papers. Okay, good, yeah. All right. And then you hear the creak of the sort of metallic iron doors.
Should really oil that if
The
there's a
gates
creek.
sort of swing open slowly. And you are given access to
It's gonna rust.
the town of Vallaki.
It's gonna jam. It's not gonna be able to.
I'm going to turn to Irina and say, lead the way. Let's get you to the chapel.
I do not know where the chapel is. I've never been here before.
Ask the body, the guards at the door that were so
And-
keen on asking us questions.
You ask the guards where the cathedral is? One of them sort of points to he says, "Well, all right, you gotta get through the whole town. It's on the complete other side of the town. Make your way there. The Mardikovs are on the way. You've got them. If you've got some shopping to do, there's shops all sort of scattered throughout. They might be able to direct you more specifically once you're in there. You'll pass through the town square and then straight on through towards the southwest. You'll head and you'll see the cathedral there."
Thank you very much.
Is it safe?
Is what safe? The town?
The cathedral.
It's a church. If you believe in that sort of thing, yeah, the Morning Lord will protect you.
Right. Quick question for you. I'm looking for a camp with a dark elf, I think.
You mean the ones out?
South of here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're down there. Head out through the west gate, head south. You'll find them eventually, I'm sure, if they're still there. Haven't been mauled by wolves yet.
Good. Great.
Did we get your
Thanks.
name, by the way? You got ours, it seems.
I'm Boris, and this is Natasha.
Gross.
Nice to meet you.
What are you, Jeff Booterball?
Too easy. Gotta put the Easter eggs in there. All right, heading. So you sort of pass through the gates, and you are hit with sounds of a town for the first time in a long time. You haven't really been in a populated area. I mean, the village of Barovia was small, this tiny little hamlet. There's a bit more of a hustle and bustle to this. Certainly not an urban area, large city by any stretch of the imagination, but you hear the sort of clang of a blacksmith. You hear merchants sort of calling out their wares and selling things. You see as you walk through the town around each separate sort of building or business, there are just sort of piles and piles of brush and twigs being sort of stacked and left out in front of the buildings. It's an odd sight. It's not something that you would sort of typically see. It strikes you, it might strike you as weird. And you see these banners sort of strung across the roadway. Some of them are being pulled down while others are being, you see sort of other members of the village stringing new ones up.
I will haphazardly grab one of the sticks sitting in the road and toss it backwards to Isadora. And I'll say, here, now you have a weapon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tyler, before we leave Boris and Natasha, can I ask them if they are aware of the windmill just past?
Ah, yeah, you mean the old bone grinder. Yeah, we know about it. Why?
Are you aware they're taking children from your town, from your city?
Well,
And feeding it back to you?
Look, little one, there's a reason why we have a wall around our town, right? There's only
Clearly
so
it's not
many
doing its job if one hag was able to abscond with a child.
There's only so many things we can control in this land. The fact that the devil has not visited us in over 100 years is good enough for us. There's evil everywhere, little girl, and we just gotta hold the line.
I resent the little girl.
I
So,
kind
yeah.
of glance at Zoot. I'm just seeing how he's reacting.
Yeah, we know about it, but look, there's not much we can do, and they haven't been causing any trouble in the town itself, so we just sort of let everyone live their own life.
Besides the fact that, they're stealing your children and putting them into their food and then feeding them to everybody in Barovia,
If children were being stolen, we'd certainly know about it.
Clearly not, if they...
And he just sort of looks at you and sort of gives you like eyebrows as if like, do you understand? And he repeats it and he says, if children were being stolen, we'd know about it.
Let's go find a tavern. They're no help.
I'll lower my voice.
They're no help to us, Winter. We'll find someone who is. Let's go find a tavern.
I'd like to get Irina to the chapel first. Let's get this job done.
We've got two minds. Where are we going?
Well, wait, weren't there two options of where to take her?
So, you were told by the wolf hunters that the Blue Water Inn would be a safe place,
Yeah.
which would be the tavern that Zoot is referring to.
Yeah.
She and Ismark mentioned multiple times that one of the things that makes Vallaki so attractive as a safe haven is their sort of large cathedral to the Morning Lord that is a part of the town. So that's also
Now,
a place that you could take her.
If I remember correctly, before Willa and I turned back, we asked if she could make it to the town on her own, and I think that's when she also brought up the tavern again or something, like she could. So I guess we should just ask her. Right?
That's a good point.
Do you still just want to get dropped off at the tavern? Is that okay? Or do you need us to get you all the way to the church? We only agreed to get you to town,
and that part of the agreement's done.
Um,
This is just out of, this is a favor for keeping
Ye-
watch.
I appreciate that. I would hope that. Well, I think that the church, the cathedral, would be potentially the safest place, and perhaps then, if I can meet with the curate there, and we can find suitable accommodations for myself to remain here a bit longer, and for you all to rest and then continue on your way, or stay a while. The festival sounds nice. It
Irina,
maybe
how
worth
do you
staying in
feel
town a
about
few days.
children?
Why are you asking me this? And she sort of glances at the two little ones.
Well, I'm gonna pull her away from the children a little bit.
Mhm.
They come from an orphanage. That sounds like a place that they did not want to be, and especially do not want to go back to. I hardly have the anything to help them here, but perhaps if you are staying, you could. I'm happy to work off favors or something to pay for any lodging, food, lessons you can provide them. Probably not lessons, just if you can give them a place to sleep that isn't an orphanage.
Let us. I know nothing of them or their home. Let us see what we can find out at the church. Perhaps the curate has an idea of where they could go or where they could stay that would be safe.
Excellent, yes.
All right, so.
Hey, Irina, do you think you could get me and Lady Isadora some more stuff? We kind of... I don't know if being the daughter of the burgomaster of Barovia carries any weight here in Vallaki, but we could probably use some stuff.
So,
some
important
point.
question. When Eastmark gave you the 200 gold pieces, the 50 each, did you each take 50, or did you keep it sort of in a bag together that one of you had? I'll let you
we never
retcon this
talked
however
about
you
it.
want to do it.
My 50 was already on me. I've referred to it before, so
Yeah.
I know I have my 50.
I'm pretty sure I took 50. I
Okay.
think we split it up between all four of us.
Okay, so
Winter, I leave that up to you if we pull our money together.
That's the thing. You and me, I think I just let you have the money. You've always handled the money in our relationship.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
so
fine.
Willa's got 100, Zoot's got 50, along with whatever you had when you were at school that you brought with you.
I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna give Winnie her 50.
And Irina sort of looks at you, Winnie, and says, I will do the best I can. I owe you all everything. I know that my brother has already paid you, but I doubt that he understood what risks we were actually taking to make this journey, and that it would take this long. So, truly, whatever I can do to help, I within my power, and within what I have left. And she sort of reaches into her pack and pulls out her like little sack of coin and says, I will try.
No. You should keep it. We should be the ones apologizing because it wasn't supposed to take this long. That's on us. We have failed you and your brother in that way.
Again, the fact that I am alive standing in the town of Vallaki is a miracle of miracles. So I after what we've been through, it feels like no amount of coin or thanks will ever be enough to the four of you. Truly.
Then we will take the whole bag, please.
We will not take your money at this time. If you could maybe see if there are merchants who would sell to us at a discount. That is
course.
all I would ask.
Of course, we will Yes, we can do that.
Jesus Christ.
So you continue to make your way through the town. You sort of wind through the roads, and it's sort of very clear where the town square is. And you arrive in this sort of very open space. The shops and homes that are enclosing the square, they're decorated with these same garlands, little window boxes sort of full of tiny sort of dead, limp flowers. Right in the middle of the square, you see a large platform. And there are 2 large gallows that are currently unoccupied. But surrounding the gallows, you see a group of stocks. And currently in the stocks, you see several men, women, and children locked in them, wearing these sort of crude plaster donkey heads. Just in the middle of the square, sort of clearly some sort of public punishment. And as you walk through, especially you, Zoot, you are eyed up, your group is eyed up and down pretty carefully by pretty much everybody that you're passing by, looking suspiciously as they go about their work. And you see sort of notice boards plastered all across the outside edges of the square, all with the same sort of giant poster message plastered over all of them. And it's announcing the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Attendants and children are required, rain or shine, and all will be well. And it's signed in giant letters by the Baron. This is wow, this is not something that I would have expected to see.
What was their crime? Just that they didn't partake in the festivities, or like what?
Perhaps those 2 at the gate seem to be very forceful about the enforcement of the law here. So perhaps they mentioned, him. And she sort of gestures back at the castle that you can sort of see on the mountain looming over the town. But she sort of is eyeing them as you walk by, and is like, well, at least they are still alive. Do you all sort of do anything as you pass through the square, or are you just continuing on?
None of my business.
Just ready to get rid of this woman.
Okay. So you make your way through the square and take sort of a left after you pass through and go down a long road. And the houses and the buildings start to thin out as you get towards the sort of westernmost outskirts of the town. And this has taken, it's a sizable place. So you've probably been walking now through the town for a good hour or so. It's certainly not the village of Barovia that you could sort of get to one side and the other within the 5 or 10 minutes. And you come upon this sort of slouching, centuries-old church There's a bulging steeple in the back, and walls are lined with cracked stained glass windows. There's a wrought iron fence around the side of it that's enclosing a garden of gravestones. And you notice again something that had been sort of lacking as you walked through the streets, but it's present again. The mist is sort of creeping among the graves, contained within the graveyard itself.
Wait, but it wasn't in the town?
I was trying to get into the town.
The walls seem to keep it out, but...
So wait, we're outside of the walls?
No, you're still in the walls. But within the bounds of that small graveyard next to the church, there is a thin mist, certainly not as thick as the one that you sort of see pressing along all of the outer walls of the city, but it's present and it's worth noting.
I mean, we have no reason to think that this mist is different from the mist. Like, to us, this is just more of the mist.
Yep.
Yeah, gross.
But how did I get in?
Oh, there's one way to find out if it's the mist.
Yeah, Hector, go touch it.
I'm looking around for any sister, brother, member of the clergy. I don't know. Real life Nell knows nothing about religion in D&D. I don't know what they're called.
Clerics?
What?
Nuns?
Dawnbringers?
Priests?
You're looking for a priest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little priest.
Just a little priest?
It's a pie joke.
Thanks, James. We got it. Yeah, so if you... I mean, there's no one outside on the grounds.
Oh, I'll go up wherever the door is. I'm going inside.
Okay. Yeah, and you're sort of brought into this... For a large cathedral on the outside, it's fairly rustic, certainly well past its prime. It has seen clearly seen some warfare. It's scratch marks and boarded up windows, and it's crumbling, but it's this sort of beacon that stands resolute and resilient through all of that.
There's no one else in the room?
And as you enter through the door at the back of the cathedral, you sort of see a very sort of stooped man sort of standing and sort of peering at something, and he's sort of on the ground and on his knees up around the altar, and then sort of hears the doors open and hears you all enter and looks over his shoulder and... Can I help you?
We're here to escort a friend who needs safety from the devil.
Are we hearing these crows? They don't seem very happy.
I mean, they're there.
Do they sound as upset as they are? Because if the crows are upset, it's very important that I need to know if the crows are upset.
There, we can tone down the crows.
But they're upset. They're there.
They're not calling.
They maybe were not that upset at you all.
Guys,
as they originally sounded. I'm sorry that the sound design isn't exactly perfectly on point at all times.
I'm just saying, if there's one thing I'm listening for, it's angry crows.
Angry birds. Yes, thanks, Jeff. So, he has asked you sort of what your business is here.
We seek safety
Oh,
for our friend.
yes, well, all right, come forward, come.
I am going to turn around and walk out.
I am thinking the same thing. I'll be a little more hesitant, so I'll be following Willa, but like sort of slowly and keeping an eye on the other two.
I'm going
I'm just
forward.
gonna walk-
I'm walking forward with Irina and the children.
Oh, I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna go back towards the graveyard with the mist.
I'll be outside if you need me.
And I will stand just on the steps outside the front door.
Okay. And you approach and good morning. Morning, Lord's blessings be on you.
And on you. Is that what you do? I'm not familiar with your practices. Never mind, keep going.
I am Father Lucian Petrovich. I am the curate of this cathedral. Who among you is seeking sanctuary?
I'll put a hand on Irina's back.
Yes, I am Irina Koliana, the daughter of the late burgomaster of Barovia. I have been beset upon by, you refer to him as the devil, and he just sort of like very quickly makes a sort of gesture over his body and over her body after she mentions that. Sort of spins his hand around and makes a sort of curve in the air. It's best that you do not speak about that creature, but continue. Yes, I've been beset upon by him, and she sort of lowers the sort of scarf that she's wearing around her neck and points to the holes. Oh, it's down, completely down. I'm so sorry now.
No, it's still
Oh God.
Nice.
Let me are you and he sort of looks at you, Isadora, and says, I sense you have holiness in you, yes?
I suppose so.
Oh, then perhaps you can help. I would love to offer you sanctuary, my child. I would. But I fear that this place is no longer as safe as it once was. And he sort of like moves aside, and for the first time you can see the altar that he was standing in front of. There's a sledgehammer sort of lying on the ground next to it, and the front of it has been sort of smashed in, and there's a sort of gaping hole in the altar. Our church is consecrated by the bones of Saint Andrel, the pious saint, the priestess who watched over our town and our realm. But last night, the holy relics, her bones were stolen from the church. So I fear that what was once consecrated ground may no longer be. The power that I once felt in these walls is no longer.
If the relics could be recovered, would that restore some semblance of protection?
I am glad that you are a holy woman and you see the solution. And yes, I believe they would. And he just sort of nods and this is a good point to take our bio break, Kels. So let's take a bio break. We'll take a 5. And we will be back here. Let's take a 7. We'll be back at 9:30. Let Nell tape up her green screen again, or not. It's totally
no,
fine.
I'm getting it back up there. I'm getting it. I was
just
so happy.
more and more paint peeling
Looks
off.
great when it works.
If all the paint peels off, then it'll stick to the drywall,
The
and then
actual
the
ceiling,
drywall
yeah.
won't peel off. So there's that. All right, so we'll be back at 9:30. Thanks for sticking with us, and more soon. A chicken cutlet,
Cheese, mayo, and hot
lettuce-
sauce. And hot
lettuce,
sauce
tomato,
toasted.
cheese, and hot sauce. We're back with the Wetzel sandwich from Alpha Delta in New Haven. Y'all, if you live in a town that has Snack Pass, download it.
Download it.
Also, for those of you that
This
weren't...
episode of Shroud was sponsored by Snack
No,
Pass.
don't say it. No.
Just kidding.
Boop. For those of you joining us who weren't here in the beginning, there is a new button below the feed of our stream under the subscribe button where you can donate to our QuelmarCon 2022 fund. It'll help cover the costs of some of that trip for our folks who are heading to our con in spring of 22. And if you're interested in attending or more information about it, you can join our Discord, head to our Facebook page, Tales of Quelmar, join that group, and stay up to date on all of our happenings and things. So Nell's got her green screen back up. I'm going to download Snack Pass, and we are ready to go. So,
Are we back? Why does it? Okay. Why is it loading? Sorry, ignore me.
oh, we've been back. Did you get kicked out of Foundry?
I was lagging my brain, but I'm here now.
Hello. So, Isadora, you've just been told by Father Lucian, and remember that Zoot and Willa are not in the church at this point. You've been told by Father Lucian that the bones of Saint Andrew, who is the patron saint of the church and seem to be the relic that we're providing the sort of consecration for the space, were stolen last night.
Do you happen to know anything about the thief? Who would have known how to get in, how to get out? Anything about the black? I mean, I don't imagine it's going to be. I assume anything.
Well, I feel as if I hate to accuse anyone in the village or the town of something like this, but I do know that there is only one person who has access to the church after hours other than myself, and that is Milivoj. He is my right hand. At other times but he's so young and he is so temperamental, and I would not want to upset anyone with this news. That's why I am only telling you this because you are a holy woman yourself and you understand these matters. But with the festival coming up and it will be difficult news for everyone to hear that these bones were taken.
Where can I find this Milivich?
Well, he lives at the orphanage. He is sometimes...
Excellent, we're hoping to avoid that.
He sometimes is found hanging out among either in the town square. He may be at the Blue Water at different times of day.
How old is he?
Oh, he is young. He's just well, he's not a child anymore. He's older, in his teenage years. But I feel as if well, he's the only one who knew about the bones.
Well, we will talk to him. We don't need to accuse him. We just need to know. He may not have done it, but he may know who did, who does. We'll just see what information we can gather.
Yes, okay. Very good. I can offer you, well, I cannot offer you a place to stay here, but, I do know the Martikovs in the Blue Water, and if you tell them that I sent you, they will certainly take care of you. That I can assure you.
I appreciate that. I have one other. I'm just going to step up very close to him, and kind of whisper as quietly as I can. I am concerned that something has happened to me. Something dark, fiendish magic, and I don't feel quite right anymore. I don't know if there's anything you can do to help, or at least find out what's happening.
I fear that my capabilities in that realm are beyond the sort of thing that I believe that you need. However, there may be there is a woman who resides outside of the village walls, who may be able to assist you. Jenny, she's old Jenny. She is not a holy woman by any stretch of the imagination, but she is a magic woman.
She doesn't live in a windmill, right?
And his head drops. No, she is not one of the Hag sisters.
So you know about that?
Make a perception check, because they're talking very quietly up at the altar.
Oh, okay. It's a 12.
Yeah, you didn't hear it.
Thank you. I will visit her when I have a moment.
Perhaps by assisting us with reconsecrating this space, the Morning Lord will shine on you, and
I don't need his shine, but I appreciate the sentiment.
he just sort of nods, and he sort of gives you directions back to out from the church, back through the square to the Blue Water, and talks you through how to get there. Please do let me know what you find out.
Of course.
Thank you very much for your help.
You're very welcome.
Morning Lord's blessings on you.
Corellin's blessings on you. No one's blessings on anyone. It's a dark world. I'm going to leave right now. I'm going to turn and grab the children. Even depressed Isadora doesn't know how to hold them.
All right, so you sort of find yourselves back outside.
Why? I thought we were leaving the children here.
It's not safe here. They're coming with us. I would like to visit the Blue Water Tavern. Get a room. The priest should be able to get us one. Leave the children and Irina there. I have a job to do. You're welcome to help me with it if you'd like. the job, to be clear, is to find the thief who stole the bones which keep this castle consecrated. And I'm gonna shrug and just walk off. I'm going back to the tavern. I'm doing a lot of like trailing off halfway through a sentence and just redirect.
Are you taking the kids with you, or are you just hoping they follow?
No, I'm taking the children.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm taking Irina as well.
You're gonna go hunt down a thief in that with a stick.
I'm not gonna answer or look around. I'm gonna keep walking.
Oh, I am gonna give a hefty chase down the stairs and down the. Where's Willa at?
I am leaning up against one of those like pillars, drinking the last bit of wine that I have left.
It's like
Okay.
every last drop.
I'm like shaking it over my head, trying to like get it out. What's going on?
I'm going to the Blue Water Inn to drop off Irina and the children, and then I'm going to go find the thief who stole the bones which make the church sacred. Anyone who would like is welcome to help, or you are welcome to go your separate ways. We've known each other for 2 months, so no hard feelings. I'm going to shout.
Isadora's gonna get herself killed with another one of her stupid games where she plays God and saves the world.
Okay. So
When he
she
goes
said
over to
she's
the
going
mist.
the tavern.
What?
Okay.
I want to see what happens with Winter first.
I see Zoot run off, and I see an opportunity to see if this mist is the mist.
I haven't run off.
You're drunk on your
I'm not
wine.
drunk. Look, dude, there's only a little bit left, okay? Not drunk yet. What are you doing?
I'm just testing out a theory.
Testing out the theory, if you touch it, you'll die?
I didn't die last time.
We don't know what this is about. You could die this time.
I didn't think it was your problem.
You're right. You're grown now. So, by all means, touch the mist.
Touch the mist, Tyler. Is it regular mist?
Make
Please say
a-
it's regular mist.
Make a wisdom check.
Way back.
Oh my god.
It's an 18.
Nothing physical happens.
Do I feel the same thing from the first time?
No, it's a different sensation because this time it's a voice. And the second your fingertips touch it, you sort of feel this like you've done well. You are combating silly mysticisms and magical darknesses that pervade this realm. I am proud of you. Stay the course. Use your talents. But Winter, without tools to craft, what will you do? There are things that I can provide you. If only you would ask. And that sort of voice leaves your mind.
I literally don't know why you keep touching things and why you expect it to go well for you.
I mean, Willa, you didn't. I mean, Winter, there was no. Unless you. Did you make any sort of physical.
Did she
Like,
touch the mist?
She did, but you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I see,
I'm just talking. I'm monologuing while she's touching it.
Gotcha. Yep.
This is me just like, I don't know why I keep touching things. Literally every time you touch something, like things go to shit eventually. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why I'm still standing here watching you do this shit. I don't have time for it.
Ooh.
What happened?
This is different, Willa.
What do you mean it's different?
A voice spoke to me.
Oh. What did they do to you in that cage? Are you feeling okay?
A voice spoke to me when I put my hand in the mist.
What did it say? Do you think if I touch it, it'll talk to me? Where?
I mean, you like talking with ghosty things, right?
Is that ghost or is that mist? I don't... Are ghosts mists?
Is a rectangle a square?
I don't know what that is.
It's
What is
not.
that?
A square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square. Not important.
She just can't help herself. Winter, not Kelsey.
Is a square really a rectangle?
Oh my god.
Yes, but a
Yes.
rectangle is not a square.
Another one bites the dice. You get Strahd and elementary level geometry.
Wait, we can't say his name here.
Stick around, folks.
He suddenly teleports. He's here. Tyler said it. Run.
I'll defeat it with my trigonometric functions. Come on, bring it on.
Okay. So, what did it say?
Something about being proud and how all I need to do is ask for help. And it knew I was without my tools. Okay, let me see if I can get this in order. It praised me for staying course or for following my curiosity. It then said how am I going to go on without my tools and how it can help me. All I need to do is ask.
Have you tried asking?
You want me to put my hand back in the mist and ask?
I mean, you love asking questions.
Well, you like, I mean, you can try. You see if you get the same voice if you...
I don't want someone else in my head. That's been happening a lot lately. I touched the mist.
Daughter. I knew you would call for me. How can I help you?
Can I talk back?
I don't know.
Where are you? Can you hear me?
There are many questions. I am sure you have. Not all I can answer.
Can we find a place to meet?
There's a long pause. Like, so long as if you feel like maybe it actually can't hear you.
Did we get disconnected?
And you
Are
just
you
hear,
muted?
You just hear Casimir.
What is that, a place or a person?
No response.
First note of the campaign!
Still more
Some
notes
of
than
us
me.
draw notes. Some of us draw gorgeous, full illustrations. Some of us write 45-page diaries. Some of us write down one word.
I'm gonna, I guess, come out of this.
You see?
All right,
You see?
start walking.
You
Let's walk. Let's walk.
But what, did you want me to ask
walk.
about
No,
tools.
don't talk to that.
No?
I need to listen. Okay. We need to walk and talk, and I'm gonna give you some information. It's gonna be quick and rapid fire, and I want you to listen to it.
Okay.
And it's just you need to know what's going on, okay?
Okay.
So here's the thing.
I take out my invisible notebook.
Yeah. All right. So, I don't know how to tell you this without alcohol.
Do you still have that bottle? Do you still
Where?
have the
So
bottle?
just so that we can all sort of get a picture painted. Are you, Isadora? You have taken the children. Are you all sort of trailing her as you're having these conversations?
I was going to say, so Isadora's got one kid in both hands, presumably, walking them down the streets, assuming she's holding their hands.
I'm also hoping Irina's coming. I've like tried to
I mean,
command her.
Irina is gonna like sort of be in that like in between of like and then she'll probably
Mom
go
and
with.
Dad are fighting.
I mean, she'll go with you, Isadora, because that's you. She knows you're heading to the tavern, so she's gonna follow you to the Blue Water Inn.
And I'll be a step behind Isadora, basically, in yelling distance, so that this whole time I am aggressively just shouting through the streets, following Isadora this whole time to the tavern.
I'm gonna follow after them. I'm gonna follow the shouting. Because I can hear really well. All right, here we go. I'm going to tell you a family secret.
Is it the one about where I broke your lyre and hid it from you? Because I was gonna fix it. Never mind. It's not that one.
What?
No. What were you gonna say?
I'm gonna reach into my book bag and pull out a letter, Tyler. And I am going to pass it to you, Winnie.
Cool.
If you open the letter, you will recognize it as our mother's handwriting.
Oh, it's from Mom.
You are going to read the following. It's just one sentence. You're not his daughter.
What? Yes, you are. Don't be silly.
I'm not like you guys. It makes perfect sense.
You think this you think this means anything? Who raised you? Whose house did you grow up? Who freaking kicked me out of brothels every night because I wasn't supposed to be there? You. This means nothing. Of course you're his daughter.
I can't be a Phasian anymore.
You can absolutely be a Phasian. As long as you start pronouncing it Fatouine, but argument for another day. I think you're missing the point, sis.
Winter, he's calling to me. Dad is calling to me. My father is calling to me. He wants me to meet him.
What's your father's name? Where was he born? What's his race? What does he look like?
It's a little
Because I can tell
foggy.
you what our father looks like. His name is Owen. He runs a bakery. Makes the best pies. Sometimes he gets flour in his hair and we make fun of him for it. That's our father.
He does look really funny with flour in his hair. Okay. Listen, I have to find him to figure out why I'm the way that I am.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm not like you, and there's a reason for it. And I think we just blame him and Mom, obviously. We know that Mom's partly to blame, but we were both raised by the same person, but I'm the way that I am, and you're the way that you are, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah, because we're both our own people. It doesn't.
No, I don't know. I sense like some bad juju, like.
Yeah, but family ties are those beyond that of blood. You're my sister, and Dad is your dad.
Well, I mean, technically, we're still siblings. just half.
Right, but I understand you want to find this person to understand more about yourself. That's fine, and I'll support you in this wholeheartedly. But if you think for a second that you aren't Father's daughter, then you are mistaken.
He can never know.
For all intents and purposes, I don't see how it changes. You're still his
No.
daughter.
He shouldn't know. That letter was meant for me. I don't want to hurt him any more than I already have.
I don't think you've heard Father.
I mean, he doesn't know I work in a brothel yet.
But you just sing there.
Yep.
Yup.
I'll just
good.
walk towards the tavern.
So good.
Cut two.
So you're all continuing the tavern.
The
Zoot,
touching family
are you
reunion scene?
yelling anything, saying anything? Or are you just huffing and following?
Them or me?
You, Zoot.
Oh, of course I'm saying. I've been saying something since I stepped off the steps. At this point, we're probably halfway to the tavern, and I'm just fuming and still yelling. I don't know how much
I'm not turning
Isodor's
around,
really
I'm not
listening or
acknowledging
responding.
it.
Great. Then
I'm
I'll just
hearing
keep
it,
going.
but-
I'll just keep going on. Okay.
Congrats on being selfish! Not only are you selfish, but you're proud of it. You're proud to be a selfish Mumthreki who thinks they have to save the whole world or die trying. Well, you're not going to get anything done if you keep acting so selfishly. You're blind like a child to the stink of death around you, Hector. I have seen soldiers like you die on their first day, and 1,000 more die by the third. Why do you keep doing this? You know, we came back and we saved you out of pity. Pity that you couldn't...
Zoot! You're making a scene!
Let's say
You're making a scene!
So as Zoot, as you're yelling this sort of openly in the streets,
You're making a scene!
you see the people are looking and people are sort of eyeing outside of storefronts, and you turn down the next street to head to the inn, and out of an alleyway next to you, 3 guards dressed similarly to the 2 that were at the gate sort of walk out, and one of them, who's sort of dressed a little more ornately than the others. Oh, hold it. What seems to be the problem here?
I will stop when I hear this. We're actors practicing a scene. Isn't he incredible? Wasn't that emotion unbelievable?
Names, all of you.
Lady Isadora Mariano, Coletta Louisa Carlisle, Zoot Sith Mint, Myrtle, Freak, and Irina Kolyanovich. I point as I say every name, but like I'm not looking who I'm pointing to, so I'm just pointing to the wrong people.
You, Dragon Man. The town of Vallaki is a happy place. We do not take kindly to such outbursts in the middle of our square.
I am sorry, officer. You see, the problem is...
And
He
I'm
hasn't
gonna,
eaten yet! He's hungry! He gets hangry.
I'm gonna look at the back of Isadora's head.
Oh, I'm facing.
Oh,
you
are
see
you
my
looking?
face.
You're looking now. You're looking.
I'm turning around,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, now
I'm
you're
not
looking.
letting you-
Yeah. I'll look at Isadora dead in the eyes. And I'll say,
The problem is, officer, we made rules for a reason, and running off was one of them. So, Hector, if you are going to break that rule again, I will make sure you go.
I take it back. He can get a. I look at the officer and I kind of shrug. I'm like,
I'm going to go into my first rage as a barbarian.
I fucking
Oh.
God.
And Zoot,
Freaking goodness.
the second that you enter that rage, you
Here we
feel this.
Here
First of
we
all,
go.
what happens to your body when you rage?
Seeing
as we've
God.
never seen this before.
I think I'm just like furious that the team is once again, after what just happened, is so stupidly deciding we're splitting up again. And physically, what's happening is I'm like wrestling myself back as if I were about to spread these massive wings out. There are no wings, but the gesture is still there, and I probably claw a little bit at these stupid watcher robes that are over my chainmail, and I start to pull at them as I just can't control how angry I am at Isadora right now. And I don't know, maybe after the rage enters, I might look like I stand another 3 or 4 inches even taller or bigger. It might just be that I'm so flighty and hoppy, like a bird who can't get off the ground. So maybe it just feels like I'm taller because I'm just going up so much. And I'll probably, I don't think I'm going for a weapon because this isn't quite a I want to murder someone rage, but I will grab the let's do I think the wolf leg is good. I think I'm just going to be so angry I'm like grabbing for something to swing around and it winds up being the wolf leg. So I might look even more savage swinging around the bloody hunk and hopping and screaming at this guard's face.
Yeah, and I think as you're hopping and screaming around and you wrench back and this mask of anger and frustration explodes on your face, and your eyes literally flash red. And you hear a voice that just says, "Yes, I know what you once were, and I can help restore you. Continue listening for my call. Stay vigilant and seek my aid."
I will seek your aid. I will seek your aid. I will seek your aid.
And at
I will
this
seek
point,
your aid.
all 3 of the guards have drawn their swords. And the one in front of you says, "You need to come with me."
I'm gonna turn around, tell Irina to get the children to the tavern now, and hope that they go.
Irina just sort of looks to you, Isadora, and then looks at the children and says, I do not think I should leave. Excuse me. I am Irina Koliana. I am the daughter of the burgomaster of Barovia. This is my traveling companion, and yes, I know that he may seem strange with different customs from you all, but trust me that he is kind and good, and this is merely a show, right? Yes, this is not real. You are not this angry, yes?
I have to find someone who's going to help me get it all back. someone here in Barovia.
What? And Irina's just sort of looking at you, and the guards are just like staring at you. They've never. It's clear that the fact that you are so large and monstrous to them is putting them off a bit. But the one in front, the sort of captain, shrugs that off and says, "I don't care who you are. I don't care who he is. A display like this does not happen in our city. In Vallaki, happiness is mandatory. You will come with us."
Zoot, I think we should do this for now. I'll be with you.
As long as I can keep the leg.
And I'll take a big bite out of the wolf leg and submit.
Yeah, I'm gonna try one more time to get Irina to take the children to the tavern. But I'm following Zoot.
She loves to follow trouble, doesn't she, that Irina? Hey, we're out of debt, though. We got her to the church. As far as Zoot's concerned, FYI, he doesn't care where she goes now.
So Irina is just kind of stuck and is standing there with the two children. Zoot, you are sort of grabbed by a guard in each arm. One of them takes your hand behind and slaps manacles on you.
No.
And sort of pulls you and takes you back down that alley where these three guards came from.
I'm
and walks
following.
you
I'm
away.
walking, yeah.
And the captain sort of turns to you as a door and says, "No, my lady, you cannot come where we're taking him.
Where exactly are you taking him?
He'll stay in the Reformation Center for a time until he calms down and recognizes and respects our rules, and then we will..."
I'm going to reach out and cast Inflict Wounds on him. I want him to take me too. I'm sorry, I'm not really trying to kill him. Maybe I should do...
Okay.
Also, I'm not taking my gloves off. I'm not casting... it would be Guiding Bolt is what I would cast. Sorry, it would be Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
Not Inflict Wounds.
You could always just scream. Apparently, that's all it takes.
Give me
No, I'm gonna cast Word of Radiance. That's the
which one? Which one are you doing?
I'm casting Word of Radiance.
Okay.
That is the least damage. I don't want to really hurt this guard.
Watch your.
And I refuse to take my gloves off.
All right. Con saving throw. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh.
We worked all this much to get to a town.
Hang on.
So
Need
you
to get
could...
these stat blocks out because wasn't expecting to use them tonight.
I'm not trying to fight them. I'm literally just trying to get arrested.
That's a
So you hit them? You hit them!
That's a 19. Oh, well, Word of Radiance needs a holy symbol.
Oh shit! Fuck.
So you gotta do. I think it's gotta be. I don't think Guiding Bolt does.
That's a goddamn shame.
Yeah, Guiding Bolt does not.
Okay, hang on. God frickin'. I did not think this through, but it's okay. It's in character. Because Isadora wouldn't have had time to think this through either. Okay, that's a D20. That's 18. 17. That's 17. I don't want it to be a 17.
Yeah, that hits. That just hits. Roll me 4d6 radiant damage.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh!
Guiding Bolt is
No.
That's 3. Oh no, 9. 12. 12, 15. Plus something. It's 15 plus something. 15 plus 3, that's 18 points of damage. That's so much worse than I meant to do.
Okay, so
Oh, and there she goes. There she goes. That's that one.
it's happening. It's happening. So Willa and Winter,
Yes.
you turn a corner
Oh no.
and you come upon
Oh no.
so you see at this point Zoot is sort of around the alley and out of your view. But you see Isadora making a movement with her hand and speaking. What's the word for guiding bolt?
Oh, I don't know that I have a word for guiding
Do
bolt.
you not have one yet? Okay, but
yeah.
she speaks a phrase in Elvish and releases this white hot energy at who you now
repent.
see.
I say repent in Elvish.
Is
That's
this
guiding bolt.
very sort of well adorned figure, and the bolt shoots out of her hand, and before he can react, he's just sort of taken back, and you see this white glow sort of beam around him as he stumbles back, and he's sort of breathing heavy.
I surrender. Arrest me, please.
What the heck?
I reach over and I cover Winnie's mouth.
What the?
Take the monster to the Reformation Center.
Oh my god.
And he sort of he whistles loudly, and before you even know what's happening, there are like 10, 15
Oh my god.
pouring out of buildings, and you just hear this clanging of armor and drawing of swords. She's a mage. Be careful.
Jesus.
You've got your hands up in the air.
I've got my hands up, yeah.
Willa.
Shh. Shh.
And you sort of, two of them are like coming up slowly behind you, Isadora.
I'll like put my hands back for where manacles are gonna go.
And one of them, like, you feel like a tap on your shoulder and like a retraction as if like your body is going to harm them. And then when they find that it doesn't, they grab your arm and slap manacles on you as well.
Oh, this is the worst.
Take her with the monster.
Oh, thank God.
Monster. Willow.
Thank God.
And
Monster?
you hear him sort of yelling out, "Find their traveling companions. This group is
I grab
trouble.
your
We should
hand.
have never let them in."
I grab your hand and I cast invisible on both of us. I use 2 spells. Can I wait? Oh fuck! I can only do
Mhm.
1, right? 'Cause it's concentration. I cast it on her.
Can you
Can you,
upcast?
I was gonna say, can you cast it at a second level and get more than one person?
It is a 2nd level spell.
Oh, but you don't have 3rd level,
Do you have any third level
I don't
spells
have-
yet? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't have
No.
3rd level.
so you can only do 1. Yeah.
So I'm going to cast it on her. And I am going to.
And you see Irina sort of standing with the 2 children, just like frozen, watching this all happen. And the guards are sort of scrambling around. The people are still in the stocks. They're sitting there with the sort of plaster donkey heads. There's 6 of them now. You can see sort of scattered through the stocks. The guards are just sort of swinging around to each building and calming the people inside, telling them to stay in their go back inside. Nothing to see here.
I'm grabbing out my cloak
Mhm.
and I'm putting it on. And I'm knocking things over. I am going to try and blend into a crowd.
Make a stealth check, Willa.
All right. Let me tie my shit.
You just had to go to the inn. All you had to do was go to the inn.
19.
Yeah, there. I mean, you're able to sort of slink back into the shadow. Are you keeping a hand on Winnie, or Winnie, are you sort of guiding her and following behind her?
I'm not going to. I'm just going to whisper directions before I part. I'm going to say the following to you as message. Wait, can I do message as I'm concentrating on the invisibility?
Yeah, message isn't a concentration spell.
Okay. I'm going to say, Winnie, avoid bumping into people. I think this will last an hour. Let's try and blend into the crowd and disappear.
Shouldn't we go get them back, though?
We can't go get them back when they're looking for us. We're outnumbered. There's like a whole platoon over there.
Aren't I invisible, though?
Winnie, I don't think that even as an invisible person you could take on 15 of them.
I wasn't thinking of taking them on, but we could go sneaky sneak, like you do.
I don't know. We need to get somewhere quiet and we need to come up with a plan. I don't think we can just run in guns blazing.
Okay,
We need to be smart.
Okay.
Okay. So Arena, is she just left there?
She's standing there, and guards are clearly approaching her, knowing that she was traveling with you all as well. And you just see her sort of flailing her arms, trying to explain and gesturing. And you hear I am the burgomaster's daughter. You know who I am. This is not okay. These are my traveling companions. And it's just she's just being lost, and they're just sort of shuffling her. They're not arresting her. They're not putting shackles on her or the children, but they're sort of shuffling them and getting them off the street.
I'm going to say to her in her head, and I'm going to say, full disclosure, I know you don't like this. Please don't react. I'm really, really sorry to invade your brain, but it's Willa, and I just want to let you know that we see you getting taken, and we're going to come back to you, okay? Respond quietly in your head.
And you just hear, yes.
Okay. All right. Blend. I'm going full on Ezio.
Yep.
We're Assassin's
Yeah, Assassin's Creed this shit. And where are you headed? Where are you going? It's not it's a town. There are buildings and alleys. Are you?
To the tavern.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go towards the tavern.
Okay. Zoot and Isadora, you are sort of being pushed and prodded and pulled along and dragged back around. So you came into the town through the east, and you can notice you go through the square, and they're now bringing you sort of to the southwest area of the town, and you watch as they take you into this large brick gray structure that's set behind. As you walk into it, you notice that the building directly next to it is this lavish, older, clearly weathered, has seen better days, but someone of import clearly lives there. So you have this sort of rich palatial home, and then directly behind it is this gray brick imposing institutional structure. And they sort of yell something as they approach with you, and the gates swing open, and you pass through and under them, and it's just darkness inside. Winter and Willa, you both are able to
Ooh, okay. Let's go.
and we're just gonna leave Zoot and Isadora here so that you
Yeah, sorry, didn't make it to the tavern.
Look at all these husbands for you.
I'm so angry.
Tyler,
This is worse than losing all of my family members. This is the tragedy.
Yeah, Kels?
Every
Even
single
with
person is a bachelor.
That's what I'm saying.
Say it again, Kelsey.
It's like one of those dating sims. As we walk in, I'll probably trip over a chair or something, even as an invisible person. Like, I'm not completely.
Got it. Yeah, you're getting the hang of this invisibility thing. Sure.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm going to, if a chair moves, I'm gonna stumble forward. I can do a performance check if you'd like.
Yeah, give me a performance check. Damn right, Bard.
Yeah, watch me
Perform, Bard.
I am. 22
Yeah.
to fake fall.
And you just hear this like sweet, kind, loving, motherly voice scream, "Oh my dear, are you okay?" Be careful, watch your step, watch your step.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, just a little bit of wine. I've had so much wine. I show her my empty bottle.
You come here for more?
I knocked the bottle out of her hand.
Why?
Oh, you're losing your grip. You are. Wow, she is. Look, everyone, she is drunk already, and she comes for more.
I come for more, and I come to play music for you all. Do you like music?
Welcome. Oh, we love music here.
Oh, good to hear.
Fucking Zoot. James, you know.
What is this? On division?
You're gonna get uninspiration if you keep that up. Yeah, there it is. There it is. And you just hear her. I am Danica. Welcome to the Blue Water Inn.
Hello. Thank you so much.
Willa and Winter, make a perception check for me.
Okay. I hate these.
Am I doing this with disadvantage because of the exhaustion?
Ability checks, yes, with disadvantage.
21.
13.
18?
13.
Okay. Yeah, you're both able to notice as you enter the room, a few things catch your eye. Danica is behind the bar, and she's a sort of black hair, middle-aged, sort of slim woman, but big smile, clearly a big presence. She is like commanding the space. A larger man is behind her, bearded, sort of also behind the bar, but staying a little bit back and hanging out near the casks. And then you recognize two people in this tavern. The two hunters that you met out in the woods, Soldar and Yevgeny, are here. And they're sort of seated at a table in one of the corners. Two younger men, sort of mischievous looking, skinny but dressed very nicely. Clearly, two younger men of means. Very eligible bachelors, it might seem. Are seated together at a table under the window, and then a lone man is sort of off to the table in the right hand corner. Very, very out of place, it seems. Incredibly colorfully dressed, large sort of hat with a giant plumed feather at the top of it, and this sort of bright green jacket, and is sort of baubles and trinkets hanging off of him, and he's just like, he has this large book in front of him, and he's just writing feverishly in it as you enter, and he sort of looks up, sees the commotion, and is back into the book writing. And one more thing that you notice is over each of the beams, sort of the ceiling beams there are flags or tapestries or sigils hanging, and they are sort of black flags, except for the sort of two pointed tips, which are colored blue.
Like the crows?
You would remember that the ravens... It's not a Hitchcock movie. I swear it's not a Hitchcock movie. Yes, the ravens... You're able to put together, okay, the ravens all have blue-tipped feathers, and these flags are black with blue tips on them. Weird. Yeah, that's what you get with a 21 perception. And so Danica's like, what can we do for you? What brings you here?
I am looking for something to drink, of course. And I would love to perform for you.
You would perform for us?
Yes, of course.
And she sort of screams up, Rictavio, you have some competition. You see, she will perform for us. And the very brightly colored man in the corner just sort of looks up and just like waves her off and goes back to writing feverishly in his book and sort of grunts and grumbles. And at hearing that you would perform for them, you see sort of all of the men in the tavern sort of look at you, and the two younger ones particularly are very seem to be very interested in watching you perform. And Danica sort of says, if you would like, we could have you perform this evening, or do you need time to prepare? Would you like a drink first? I don't know if you need any more before you perform, but we can offer it.
That sounds lovely. And I didn't come dressed to perform. I'm wondering, is there any clothes that I could borrow to get dressed up a little bit?
We have rooms available if you are looking to stay.
Yeah, I will stay for the evening. I have my sister is coming to join me later.
Oh, okay. Yes, we have rooms. Typically, we would say 2 gold pieces an evening. But if you are going to perform for
Tyler,
us,
did I hear what's his face, the priest, mention his name during the conversation with Lady Isadora, since I didn't leave the church?
The priest mentioned whose name?
It's just, he said to Lady Isadora.
Oh, yes, that was part of the conversation you were able to hear. Yes, that
Okay.
Father Lucian mentioned me at the inn, and
Yeah, I get up real close and tap your shoulder.
Mine?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mention the priest, morning person priest from the tavern. Lady Isadora said that he would cover our pay.
We'll take a room. if you'd like me to perform,
Okay.
and you want to cut us a deal, we'll take a room. I'll get ready, come up with a game plan for the evening, and then yeah, just have ourselves a good time tonight. I'm just looking to have lots of fun with y'all.
Okay.
Y'all.
We are very interested. I can tell you, it's been a while since we've had new performers. Ever since Rictavio came last month, he has been our first. So let us say 1 gold for the evening, since you will be giving us a performance, and that you are friends of Lucian. And yes.
That sounds great.
And you just hear her, Erwin, we have guests, and the man behind her sort of, welcome to the Blue Water Inn, Erwin Martikov. It's a pleasure to have you staying with us. Yes, you've met my wife Danica, Brom, Bray, and he sort of yells over his shoulder, and you just hear sort of bounding down the stairs, and these 2 boys sort of all dressed. You've noticed now that the 2 boys are here, you're putting it together. The family is all dressed very similarly, in these sort of long black. There are a lot of black and blue accents just all over them, and the boys sort of run to the room, and "Oi, Papa!" And Erwin says, "Please help assist our new guests. Take them upstairs, give them a room, and make sure they feel comfortable." Yes. And she sort of, he gestures, and you notice, Willa, behind you, Irina has come in.
Okay.
And Erwin, when he's sort of mentioning, he assumes that Irina is your sister.
Is my sister, and sister. Hello, I'm going to rush her and hug her.
Oh, and she just sort of gives you a pat back and says, what is happening?
You're my sister for right now. Winnie is invisible. We're going upstairs to bed.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he sort of gestures and says, take them upstairs and help them with whatever they need. Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate your hospitality so much. I follow them up the stairs, and hopefully Winnie is following. I can't tell. This is dangerous.
Winter, what are you?
Yes, let us talk about what I am doing.
Yes, what are you doing? Because you are invisible, and it's only been, I would say it's probably been 30 minutes.
I would like to take a peek at what Ricavio is writing in his book, if I may.
Mm-hmm. So if you wander close enough to him, you can see a large heading.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second. Let me get my notes up. And you see the word in large print at the top of the page, oddities. And below is sort of this list that he's working on, this list as he's writing. This is the page that he's working on. And you see sort of, are you trying to read exactly like what he's writing, or are you just trying to glance and see like?
Yeah, I'm trying to see what he's writing.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I heard he was my sister's competition, and I want to do some snooping.
Oh, so yeah, so he's got this sort of big oddities. And the first entry is a werehair child. And he sort of notes under it, boy changes to rabbit at full moon. And then the next entry in the under the line is a half-orc woman named Gorabacha, who could chew through iron chains. The next, a giant man-eating plant with the most remarkable singing voice. A pair of conjoined goblins. And last, the one that he's working on now, you see him sort of scripting as he goes, a small man with no legs who could drink whole casks of wine without getting drunk. And he sort of like puts a period on it and just like sighs to himself and sits back and seems content in that moment.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Nothing though in the book that's possibly indicative of like, I don't know, say a small wizard-like fella named Darwin.
No, nothing. I mean, nothing on that page that would give you any indication that that's like,
Yeah.
it's literally just, it's this, the word oddities, and then this list of creatures, beings that he's seen, seemingly that he's keeping track of.
Sure.
Noting.
Yeah. No. Awesome. I'll go back. I'll follow up to the room after I've seen that.
All right. So Willa, Irina, Winnie, once you get into the room,
Yep.
what are you doing?
I am going to thank the boys for their help. That helped us up, but then I'm going to say, I love your robes.
Thank you. Yes. That is very kind of you to say.
They remind me of some of my favorite birds.
Oh, yes, we, and you can see sort of as they turn, the cloak that Brahm, the sort of bigger of the two, has on, is like covered in these raven feathers that are black and blue. It says, yes, we, the ravens keep us safe. They protect us. We are, always very grateful to see them.
They protect us too. I've never met birds like that before. They always seem to know what's going on before, things happen.
Yes, they are, certainly, very, very knowledgeable. Is there anything else you need from us?
No, that's it. Thank you.
So the boys leave. They head back. You hear them sort of clomp back downstairs.
I'm going to close the door and make sure it's locked.
Mhm.
And I'm going to sit down on the bed. Irina, where are the children?
Well, they mentioned the orphanage, so, I brought them there. It seemed as if it was the safest place to bring them back, and,
Did you get the doll from the little girl?
no,
Oh, shit. I gotta go to the orphanage and pick it up.
she was very taken by it, so I assumed that. I'm sorry, I did not know that it was yours.
No. It's totally fine. Winter, are you in here? Winter?
Ooh.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
All right.
no.
I
What
take
did I
off the
do?
concentration.
Why you? And you just see her like,
You can do that.
"Woo!" And I'm just like standing on top of the bed, like behind you, like, "Woo!"
Jesus. Okay. So,
Oh, you can see me now?
I mean, Yeah. Okay. So are they orphans? Do they not have families?
I think that's the definition of
I
orphan.
they said that
I don't know.
they said that they were from the orphanage, so I just assumed that that was where they knew exactly where to go, and when they arrived,
They just went
they were
back.
seemingly happy to be there. A woman came out and got them, and seemed happy that they were back and safe. Yes.
Well, good for them. I am gonna have to figure out how to get that doll back, or like I don't know, commune with the spirits and figure out if I can find something else to connect with. Anyway, what are we gonna do about Zoot and Isadora? What happened?
It was not good. He was so angry. I've never seen him get that angry, and he
You obviously haven't been around him long enough.
it was horrible. He screamed at her and was yelling and stamping his feet and pounding, and it was so loud that the guards came from around the corner and they told him to stop, and he just kept going, and his eyes turned red, and he it was as if he was leaping out of his body, and his skin was on fire, and they took him, and Isadora without thinking, I don't know what she was thinking. She attacked one of the guards, and she hit him with this energy that I've only seen her use on creatures before, and I could do nothing. I was trying to tell them that these were my companions and that we were traveling together, but they would not listen to me. They took them. They said they were taking them to the Reformation Center, and then they brought them down the alley away a different direction than we've been yet.
Hey, Winnie, what's Reformation mean?
It's like grown-up timeout.
Okay.
It's like
Did
when you.
the guards?
It's not good. It's like if it's what I think it is.
Okay. Did the
It's-
guards charge them with anything? I mean, of course, Isadora, she attacked a guard, but what about Zoot?
They just said, they kept repeating that they were breaking the laws of the city, and that it was dependent on all of the members of the community and the visitors of the village that we remain happy and in good spirits, and that Zoot was disrespecting their laws and their customs by
I
by
knew it
causing
was a cult.
causing a scene, and
It
then
is a cult.
she just Isadora just attacked one of them. So
You're gonna reprogram their brains at the
Oh my
Reformation
God.
Center.
Okay. So this is not a good situation that we're in. I don't know.
Isn't our job done? We got Irina. No offense, Irina. To Blue Water Inn. So I guess you're technically not obligated to stick with us anymore, right, Irina?
no, I do know that Isadora was concerned that the church is not as safe as it once was. That was the message we received from Father Lucian, the priest there. And she was on her way to help with that situation before she was taken. We were hopeful that potentially someone here, maybe the owners, would know what to do.
Do you know? Okay, I don't know how rich people work. I don't know how any of like this the what is that word? Politics?
Yes, the political situation. It is
Yeah.
clearly.
I don't know how that stuff works, but aren't y'all friends? Like, is there like a Burgermeister? What is it called?
Burgermaster.
Burgomaster, yes. So yes,
Okay.
I am hopeful. It is getting so late. I do not think that there will be anything to do tonight, but
We
perhaps
can't leave them in there.
I will. We can go first thing tomorrow, and I can talk to the Burgomaster and tell him who I am. And obviously, these
Yeah.
guards do not understand the sort of importance, the political ramifications of them jailing friends of the Burgomaster of the village of Barovia. So we will make this right. And she's just sort of scrambling. She's like, I'm so sorry that this is happening. I will do everything in my power to free them if I can.
Can't we go now to the burgomaster's house?
We can if that is if that is what you would like to do. We can absolutely go tonight.
Where do we go?
I do not know. We would have to ask someone where the burgomaster lives at this point.
Well, didn't they tell us there's this rich building? Didn't Boris and Natasha tell us about like a fancy building on the way to the cathedral?
Boris and
Markovs?
Natasha. They told you about the Martikovs and the Blue Water Inn, which is where you are.
Oh, yes.
You have not seen Zoot and Isadora saw where you could presume the burgomaster would live, but you have not been to that part of the town yet.
Sure. I say we get them. Reformation centers are not known for their...
Okay, but here's the thing. We're wanted too, just by association.
Well, obviously they didn't take Irina, right?
Yeah, what did they say to you before letting you go?
They told me that my traveling companions were being taken, and I was expected to wait until further instructions were had, and they sent me on my way. So I came here because this is where we were supposed to meet, Isadora, to talk to these owners.
Okay.
We can go. We can see if there is anything we can do this evening. If that is what you would like to do.
I mean, you said it yourself, sis. This is a cult, and we just let our companions get taken to the Reformation Center of a cult. What do you think happens at the Reformation Center of a cult?
I don't know. I've never been to one. I just figured out that word existed like 5 minutes ago. Okay. I promised I would... Okay. You said that people have to be happy here, right?
That is what the guards were yelling at us when Zoot was getting angry. What they were telling him to calm down because he was disobeying and disrespecting the laws of remaining happy and positive.
Did you
I
see
guess.
all those dudes in there? I mean, I feel like Lady Isadora would be very happy here. Like,
That's what I'm saying. So if we can make them happy, don't you think that they'll let them go? Probably tough sell. Okay.
I think
why don't we...
it is best if I try to explain to the burgomaster of Vallaki how important it is for me and his relationship with the village of Barovia that my friends and traveling companions are set free, and we will see if he or she is amenable to that.
Okay, yeah, we shouldn't ask too many questions though, yeah?
No, I think it is. We will explain. It was just a misunderstanding. We are new in town. This was not something that we were expecting, and our own personal tensions just got a little heated. There was no disrespect to the village, the town. The fact that Isadora attacked one of his guards is going to be more difficult to explain, but we will just see. We will just see.
Also, is there like I know this is off subject, but like, do y'all have like there's a place we could go to buy stuff too, right? Like,
I don't know. I'm assuming. I don't know.
I don't think she's ever been here. I have a dagger.
We were
something.
told by the two at the gate that there are shops and things, and we walked by many seemingly merchants and smiths and things.
Well, it's probably
I was going to
getting
say
late now, right?
it is late in the evening. I don't know if any of them will be available until tomorrow.
So here's what we're going to do. I am going to, if I can, Tyler, tap into my background feature. And I'd like to get word to Ismark using my reliable and trustworthy contact, and let him know.
You knew someone in Barovia this whole time?
I have criminal contact. I don't know if I can use it here, but I'd like to try. It says I have a reliable and trustworthy contact who acts as a liaison to a network of other criminals. So I know how to get messages to and from my contact, even over great distances. So I'd like to get word to the contact that Raven? The Raven has landed.
That's what you want to say?
In a sentence, yeah, but
Can't you just
nothing's
say-
ever written.
Why can't you just say we got her to Vallaki?
Because we have to be secretive. Hello, we're in a town full of weirdos.
Hello, isn't it in your head? How are they gonna hear that?
What do you mean? How are they going to hear that? Who's going to hear that? I'm going to tell someone, and they're going to go and send the message.
I see what you're saying.
Telephone.
Telephone.
Yeah.
I thought it was like your message thing in mind.
No. But I can do that once I go down to the bar, and I guess find the seediest looking dude and just be like, yo.
Okay, so Irina and I guess we'll go look, or we're all going to find the Burgomaster, explain this whole misunderstanding, and try and get our friends. Sounds good.
And
Let's
Willa,
go.
I would say because you're so like less than a day in this town,
Yeah.
I think the best that you'll be able to do is use the connection that you have with the two hunters
Yeah.
and talk to Soldar and Yevgeny and say and ask them, and they would absolutely be amenable to
That's what I was
taking this
thinking.
message to Barovia to you the
see-
next time they leave the town
Okay.
and go out hunting.
Cool.
Yeah, that would be
Awesome.
that's how. So, okay, so you are planning on heading out in the evening with Irina to the Burgomaster's house to try and persuade them to let Zoot and Isadora go. That's Winnie, that's your plan?
That's Willa's plan, right?
So I promised I'd perform tonight. That's why I really like the idea of going in the morning. I've never backed out on a performance, and
Why
like I
don't
know
you
it's
go
super
and-
serious and like crazy.
And
but,
Irina
like,
and
really-
I will go to the Burgomaster.
Okay, but that's the rule. We're breaking the rules. We never.
The whole point of the rules is to break them. Did you see Lady Isadora march off and then Zoot make a scene?
Okay. Yeah. So we're just gonna play it cool. All right, and we're gonna meet back here if things go crazy because these people are cool.
Do you have a way to talk to you? Like, I know Zoot had those dice at some point.
I don't. You can come
It's
to
okay.
my performance tonight.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I'm going to do some warm-ups, and by warm-ups, I'm going to take a lot of drinks.
Okay. So Willa is drinking, Winnie is heading Winnie is heading out with Irina
Irina.
and Zoot and Isadora.
Oh dear.
The two of you have been put in a cell together, which is something. No, you're muted. It's been a while since you've been on, so I completely
Hey,
forgive you.
We're back with Hector and Zoot sharing a room.
That's a shame.
So the two of you have been brought in. Your manacles have been taken off, but you have been put in a cell. You're being.
I still have my turkey leg, right? Or my wolf leg. They let me keep that.
So they took anything that could be construed as a weapon.
Nah, you can't hurt someone with a wolf
And
leg.
any belongings of yours they have taken and are holding, so including the wolf leg.
Oh.
Am I literally the only person with my shit?
Instead, they have sort of tossed in these like plates of just sort of nondescript. There's food. It doesn't look super appealing, but they're feeding you. It's not as if they're like withholding food and water from you.
They left my gloves on.
your gloves are on, they are clearly very nervous to touch you, especially your hands. So
Excellent.
yes, the gloves are on.
Wonderful. All right.
So the two of you are in a cell.
We sure are in a cell. We sure are.
This is your fault.
All right, Zoot. You had my sheep, didn't you? And now the gods have my sheep. That was it.
Yeah, clouds.
Today
Sorry.
has been an excellent day.
We'll get it all back. What's her name? Irina. She's the burgomaster. She can get anyone out of jail, right?
That's my hope. Otherwise, we do a lot of push-ups for a year or two until we can, break out.
I might be able to do it right now.
I want to make an athletics check.
Oh my god!
Give me an athletics check.
1d20 plus 5, I believe. Yeah. I'm sure this will go swimmingly. I got a 10 total.
Ah!
Yeah,
No.
a 10. The guards don't even notice. There's not even an auditory change, not a squeal or a squeak to the metal, nothing.
Tyler, I have a question. I do keep the diary scroll in my shirt. So has that been removed by either the hags or the guards at any point?
No.
Hell yes. Great, okay. It doesn't actually really matter that much. I just wanted to know. All right. That was an excellent try. I'm very impressed with you.
I know what sarcasm is.
Well, I was being very sarcastic. It was an excellent try. I am impressed with you. I'm mad at you, so don't take that to heart, but I am.
I thought we weren't talking.
Right, but then you started it.
Well, I finished that part of the meal.
Oh, okay, fair
And now I'm
enough.
going to start on the next part. So we're still fighting.
All right. But even if we're still fighting, I can still, sleep next to you tonight, though, right? I don't have to, sleep across the room or anything.
I don't know. I mean, you tend to like going off on your own, don't you?
That is so good. Fine. Then I will, and I hope that you don't have nightmares and feel very lonely and sad tonight. Good night. I'm gonna go, lie down facing the wall, in the corner.
Okay. Zoo, what are you doing?
I'll sit there, and I'll say, there'll be an air of awkward tension of just are we just gonna be quiet this whole night?
Mm-hmm.
But then I'll say,
I didn't mean what I said on the street about coming back to save you out of pity. We didn't pity you. We could tell you guys needed some help, and we wanted to make sure you had the help you needed.
She'll roll back over, and well, thank you for coming back, because I'm sure all four of us would be dead if you hadn't. You're a very good warrior and a very good friend.
More than 4, 6, 7, Irina, and those 2 brats you pulled out of the fire.
Well, Irina didn't really go to the windmill. You kept Irina safe.
She came to I don't think you saw, but she came back with us. I told her to stay outside and keep a distance, which she thankfully listened to, but I don't know. See, I don't get her yet. One minute, she needs all the help in the world. The next minute, she's just as bad as you are, throwing herself into danger. She's a weird one.
I will try to be smarter about jumping into danger.
You
That's
just
lying.
can't.
I don't know that I will. I wish I could tell you I will, but I don't think I will because I'm of no use to anyone. Except for if there's a child in a bag on a hag's back, maybe that child. And if I fail in helping the child and die, then I'm of no use to anyone. But if I succeed, then I'm of use to one person. If I don't do it at all, then I'm of use to no one.
And what makes you think you can succeed more on your own than with everyone else?
Oh, I don't. I absolutely do not think that.
And why do you try to go by yourself?
I don't try to go by myself. You all didn't want to come. And I respected that decision.
And what would you do if we all came, which meant, Irina as well, and then what would you do if you were the only one to survive that?
I think you're not talking me out of not going off by myself. I think this is having the opposite effect of it.
You would go off one by yourself because you wouldn't want to risk our lives.
Yes.
That's not selfish.
I'm maybe an idiot. You can call me an idiot. I'll take that. That would be pretty fair.
Do you think that none of us feel that same way? That none of us would rather throw ourselves in danger to, I don't know, help keep you safe?
I don't really know.
Well, I'll let you think back to all the times you've seen the backside of my shield when it was standing in front of you one way or the other. I want you to think how betrayed I feel every time you push yourself away from any safety. Launch yourself at the very things I am trying to help protect you from, or Willa and her sister are trying to protect you from. We're all trying to protect each other because we're a team, because we're a squad, because we're a unit. And we have to protect each other because we are all we have right now.
You're not wrong about that. I understand. I want to say I can take it to heart and walk away and stay with you all the time. I don't know that it would be honest for me to say that, but
Do you like it here?
No, not particularly.
Do you want to get out of here?
I don't know that it matters much one way or another.
Don't you have anything waiting for you on the other side of those mists? Anything?
Dude, I don't know. It's been a long time since I felt like anybody was waiting.
What do you mean someone is waiting for you?
I don't know that anyone particularly knows or cares that I'm gone.
That's better than knowing and not caring, I guess.
Yes, probably. But you're right, that you and Willa and Winter we are a team, and whatever I can do to protect you three, I will. Even if it's occasionally staying out of battle. Probably not all the time, but, you know, on occasion.
I've never won a battle where I didn't stick together.
It's a good moral. I'm going to write that down.
You don't need to write it down, just...
You should write it down. We have so much time for you to practice your reading. Come here. And I'm going to just pull it all out.
Is that what you were hiding? Is that... I mean, the only paper you have to practice on is your little diary, right?
Yeah. That's it. That's the one thing I'm left with. Yeah.
I mean, how much? I don't think I'm very literate at all. I've pretended to sort of be able to read, but I don't know. I think the diary would mostly stay illegible to me, if that's something that you are worried about. If Isadora is worried about.
I think because she believes that Zoot is completely illiterate, she's not aware. Not thinking.
I mean, I'm more than happy to waste time because, like I said earlier in the woods, I was like, "Who's got some dice?" I mean, I'm a soldier. I'm used to camps and sitting in one place and waiting and burning time. So if
we're
this
learning
is just
to write his name first and then my name, my whole name though, like where we're going letter by letter.
All right, Tyler, can I do an insight check to see how much I can pick up from the diary as we're practicing?
Oh no!
Give me an insight check with disadvantage since you
yeah,
can't
disadvantage
read.
sounds right. Yeah, I'm not very literate. I've never been 100% illiterate, and I'll say this because in the negative sessions, I was constantly referring to little words that I could identify and recognize. All right, with disadvantage, my insight's not great. Oh, never mind. What am I saying? It's +3. So I got a 7. I got a 4 on the die +3. I'm working on my name, but I'm also looking at these other words, trying to see if there's any words I recognize or anything else.
Okay. All right. You get the word. Hang on one second.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Is he actually going through your diaries right now?
Probably. He has it.
You can pick out your name on this sort of, the page that she's sort of unscrolled is the final page as she sort of continues it. You think you can pull out Willa and Winter's names just based on being around them enough.
Those names were all on the ledger that it said I lived with them.
You see Isadora's name. You think, based on the letters you think you see Eastmark's name.
Okay, so it's a page of names. She's just writing down the names of everyone she knows.
But the names are surrounded by other characters that you keep seeing Eastmark's name.
Fuck off! Right off.
It's on this page 3 separate times.
Right.
And that's what you notice with a 7.
Oh yeah, I'll be quiet about that, but I'll okay, sure. Working on Zoot and
I didn't write it. No, you wrote it. He rolled a 7. I gave him the names.
Oh my
Figured he would know names.
X U This is hard.
Remember, tea is like it's like if you take 2 pieces of beef jerky and put them together. It's the double beef jerky.
How do you keep your hands so still?
My hand still?
Yeah, my hands keep shaking.
Are you cold or?
Oh, they just shake.
Like since we've right now or all the time?
No. I only notice it when I try to write.
I don't know that it's gonna help, but I'm gonna reach out and like put a hand on the one that's holding the quill, whatever people write with, and try to cast lesser restoration.
I'll say, yeah.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll say. I think that probably would work.
I was gonna say it not.
It is a tremor. It's not. I mean, I don't know how much you know, but it's definitely
Me?
Tyler
Hmm.
and you, I
Oh.
guess. But it's definitely a tremor that's not like a from birth tremor.
No,
Tremor.
I guess, and the way that I was gonna say is, I think what would happen in this instance is, there's just a calming, like a nerve calming sensation, if anything, right? It's not taking it away. It's not, all of a sudden you're sort of healed or cured in any sort of sense of the word, but there's just a calming, like you can feel your breath, you're sort of tapped in and in the zone, and you're definitely able to move the pen or the quill a little bit more smoothly.
Thanks.
Double beef jerky. It's a tea.
And that's where we're gonna end tonight's session on double beef jerky, because it's after 11, y'all. Woo!
Oh my god!
Woo! Well, yeah. So we've got our 2 jailbirds. Oh, you guys can move to Vallaki now. We got our 2 jailbirds. We've got our bard who has an impending performance, and we have our artificer with no tools going to try and make a political deal, and we're gonna see how all of this pans out next Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'll plug the donate to QuelmarCon 2022 button under our subscribe button. Obviously, if you don't subscribe to Quelmar on Twitch, you should. So subscribe, follow us, join our Discord, join the Facebook Tales of Quelmar group, all of those good and wonderful things. Anybody else have any plugs before we call it a night?
I don't know when the next Playtest Tuesday is, but keep an eye out on all the channels.
It's this upcoming Tuesday.
Is it this upcoming Tuesday?
Yeah,
I
it is
thought
this
it might
upcoming
be.
Tuesday. Yeah.
So the 17th is this will actually be the next time we stream, because that's before our next session.
Yes.
I'll plug for Cecilia and Alyssa. If you haven't seen it yet on Facebook, they're doing a Quelmar fall event at a house on the bay, and we're gonna play board games and tabletop games, and it's gonna be fall themed, and I'm really excited for it.
Sweet. Well, thank you all for joining us. Thanks for sticking in with this campaign. It's so good. Y'all are so good. My players are just so good. So thanks everybody for watching, and until we see you next Wednesday,
Keep
Rolling the dice.
bye.